This podcast is brought to you by High Dive. This podcast is brought to you by High Dive. Did you know High Dive has dubcast episodes? Watch English dub versions of your favorite Sentai Filmworks anime series as they air in Japan with High Dive's dubcast episodes. No more settling for subtitled anime while you wait for dubs to release. High Dive, bringing you more viewing options to your living room. And now, when you use the promo code AAAPodcast at highdive.com, you get 50% off your first months of service. So help out the anime addicts and get your anime fix over at highdive.com right now. This podcast is also brought to you by JList.com. Christmas time is closing in on us, and JList is taking pre-orders for their Christmas snack boxes. That's right, Christmas time is here. They will arrive before Christmas, and they will make great gifts for you and your friends, giving you and everyone else around you a great taste of Japanese Christmas. The snack box also contains a cute Christmas-themed cat plushie toy. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, head over to JList.com right now and put in your pre-orders for a Christmas snack box. And now it's time to start the podcast.
来てくれてありがとう. You're listening to the Anime Addicts Anonymous Podcast. Take your anime addiction to the next level at AAAPodcast.com/join. And now, here are your anime addicts.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 444th. That's 444. This will not happen again for another 111 episodes. Episode of the Anime Addicts Anonymous Podcast. I am your host, Mitsugi, and I am joined by a man. Very beautiful man. He's very spicy lately. I love the sound of his voice. He's the beautiful Enzo. How are you, my friend?
I'm so happy to be here. This is one of the calmest, nice, relaxing things I've had happen to me all week. It's been wild. But I'm, again, happy to be here. And, yeah, what's up?
Not a whole lot. Just here podcasting with you. And, of course, we also have the irreplaceable, the one and only, the legendary, the very, very happy today, Mandy. She's amped up. What are you doing, Mandy?
Hi, I'm doing great. How are you?
See, I told you. She's so jacked up. And
Dude, like an amped up Mandy is a great Mandy. Oh, my God.
I feel great. Better than I have in a long time.
Yeah, dude. Let's go.
And, of course, we're glad to have all of you guys, too, with us today. We have a jam-packed episode for you. But before we get to all that, if you want to head over to our website, AAAPodcast.com, you can get all of our extra content. We have our hentai episodes. We finally watched that hentai about the girl and the guy in the capsule hotel, which is kind of fun.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah, we did.
Damn it.
Nothing happened.
Hey, no spoilers. Something
Sorry.
Something might happen later. It's a slow burn, okay? It's a slow burn.
Slow burn. Porn.
We're gonna be doing. We just did a Hobby Addicts on Pillars of Eternity, the computer RPG. So if you want to listen to that, you can head over to our Hobby Addicts and get that. And of course, we have our after parties as well. You can also follow us on our Facebook, on Twitter. You guys are on. Where can people follow both of you at? Just so you can get your names out there.
Oh man, I changed my name.
Oh, you did? Wait, what would you change it to?
My Twitter name is now AAA_Mandy.
Wow.
AAA Mandy was taken. AAA Mangy was taken. Look, guys, stop taking my names.
Damn. Yo, stop taking my girl Mandy's names, man.
So I'm now at AAA_Mandy.
Gotcha.
With an I, not a Y.
All right. And you guys can find me at Enzo Badia on Instagram and Twitter. That's just at ENZOBADIA. It's just my heckin' name. It's fine.
It's his heckin' name. Don't you forget it.
Name. With some respect on my damn name, you know what I'm saying?
Also, we're on our Discord is pretty much banging all over the place as usual. You can get to our Discord from our homepage as well. You can join us in our watch parties, our manga club, and all the other stuff that we do over at the Discord. So you can join the something like 750 people now are on there, all chatting, being crazy. So jump on there, have some fun, and of course,
Please come to Manga Club. We need more people.
That's right. More people need to read. Get yourself some
There's
books.
so many
Yes,
people in
please.
the Discord. Jeez, I just looked at the number. It's wild.
Yeah, it's 750 or so. Enzo, would you like to promote our appearance at Anime NYC since it's going to be a lot of fun for people?
Yeah, absolutely. So, thanks to our fam over at High Dive, who have been doing big things recently in the news if you've been keeping up. We are doing a panel in collaboration with them, talking about Review Starlight. It's going to be really interesting. Mandy's going to kill it. We're all going to kill it. And, but the fun part, the super fun part, the extra fun part is that on Saturday.
Natsume movie. I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah, yes. Okay, all right. So Natsume movie. We're gonna be hosting a big karaoke event on the Saturday of the weekend of the con, which is November 17th. There's a Facebook event. Oh yeah, there's a Facebook event on our Facebook group. Click RSVP on there if you want to come. And it's 2 hours of just like singing the OPs we all love.
Mandy's going to sing in her Jigglypuff voice.
I never signed up for this.
Well, nope,
Oh,
it's
God.
official now. Yeah, so if you want to see Mandy singing her Jigglypuff voice, and if you want to see Mitch take her shirt off while singing the most dangerous song in the universe, then come through.
That will
I never
definitely
signed up for
happen. That will definitely happen. It's gonna happen, even if they don't have the most dangerous guys theme. I would definitely.
We're gonna do acapella, dude.
We're gonna do acapella. Screw it. We're gonna make this happen, even if they don't have it.
We're doing
All
it
right.
live.
All right, so Anime NYC is coming up, so definitely mark your calendars for that. On today's episode, we are going to be doing a very horror-themed topic because it's Halloween. It'll be right around the corner when this episode comes out. We're going to be doing Shoujo series reimagined as horror, suggested by Rabbi the Rose from our Discord, so that'll be fun. And, of course, we're now into our first round of impressions for the fall 2018 season. So that is officially upon us.
We're already here. Like, winter 2017 was my first season as a host on the show. What the heck?
Well, I don't know what to tell you, bud. It's here. And we're going to be doing Good Azeni. We're going to be doing Bloom Into You. We're going to be doing Zombieland Saga. Irozuku Sekai no Ashita Kara, which I don't know how that translates.
It's like the color of the world of color or something?
Something like it has the word Ashita in it, so there must be the word
Yeah.
tomorrow somewhere in there.
Mhm.
And JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Golden Wind. So we have a whole big pile of shows for you guys that we're going to be doing impressions on much later. But first, we got a whole bunch of news stuff to talk about, so let's jump right in.
おー、大ニュースです。It's time for big news of the week.
All right, Sony's Funimation. I have to say that now, I guess, because Sony does own Funimation. Funimation, who's owned by Sony, ends their anime licensing pact with Crunchyroll. So they didn't last very long. They had something like only 2 years ago, Crunchyroll and Funimation had entered into a pact that would allow each of the two companies to sort of share their content with each other. But that has ended. And apparently Sony was the one that didn't want to renew it. So Sony wants to expand Funimation globally. And they've chosen that they don't want to do the pact with Crunchyroll anymore. So they are ending that. And Sony's president and CEO of Funimation, Gen Fukunaga, says that it is an effort to, quote, make a global subtitled and anime dub brand for Funimation. So in this agreement, it's going to end on November 9th, 2018. Funimation Now streaming subscribers will have access to a lot of the content that will have access to several hundred sub-anime titles when the catalog reverts to Funimation. And all the titles that were licensed during the partnership will continue to be shared with Crunchyroll and will be available to Funimation Now subscribers. But Funimation's content will no longer be on Verve. Apparently.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is a service a lot of people have started converting to because it was a kind of all-in-one shop subscription to access Crunchyroll and Funimation's dubs, right?
Yeah.
This is this is like pure business. This is a pure business move on Sony's part. Yep. Because what they want from this is saying, so here's the thing, like we're Sony, we have Funimation, let's just make Funimation the best anime streaming thing in the market. And so they're cutting ties. And they say it was a mutual peaceful cut, but it's a business cut and they're cutting ties because they want to become the biggest anime provider. So that I think that's where this is coming from. It's a bummer for Crunchyroll, let me tell you.
I mean, it's not really so much Crunchyroll versus Sony. It's AT&T versus Sony because AT&T owns Crunchyroll.
Sure.
So,
Right.
I mean, I don't know. People may not have known that, but Crunchyroll is just,
I actually did not.
Crunchyroll is just another, just like everybody's owned by somebody. That's the
Absolutely.
reality. That's the reality of the world.
Isn't there only like 4 corporations that actually own everything?
I wouldn't be
Something like
surprised.
It's one of them Walmart.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. Like if you look at the hierarchy of corporations, like Pepsi, Quaker Oats, Quaker Company, they own like dozens of companies, right?
That's incredible.
And Quaker is owned by Pepsi, who owns dozens of Quaker-sized companies. So like Pepsi owns like hundreds of companies.
Yeah,
People don't realize that, but
that's how the world is working, man. Honestly, so this doesn't surprise me. The one thing that maybe wasn't covered in this article is what VRV is doing to cover Funimation's spot. Do you guys know what they did?
I don't know. Tell me. I'm excited.
What they did is they brought in our homies at High Dive. So now High Dive is going to be brought into Verve.
Oh, snap.
And yeah, so to fill, obviously Funimation's catalog is years grown of dubs, but High Dive's dub catalog is also very, there's a lot of good stuff in there. So now
they have a lot of
access
Sentai stuff.
Dive. Right, and they have a lot of Sentai stuff. So you can access now, I don't know when it goes through, but High Dive is now on Verve in place of Funimation, and High Dive's catalog is pretty expansive, especially with older titles. So that's something cool, with our homies over at High Dive. That's I'm happy for them.
So we got some business restructuring going on, some deals are ending, things are happening. Just keeping you guys on your toes of all the things that are going on in the anime industry. So,
dude, there's so many things going on now, man. Anime is so mainstream.
Man, we got football players doing kamehamehas in the end zone and fusion dances. Good lords. Although it seems like Dragon Ball is the only thing that's getting promoted. But shall we move on?
Let's do it.
Prepare for trouble.
Make it double.
Shut up! You haven't had one useful thing to say since you got here.
The Never-Ending Man, Hayao Miyazaki, the documentary, is going to be screening in December. This Double Trouble, I feel like it's like kind of 2 news stories. So, G Kids which has been, bringing a lot of different anime titles to theaters, is planning on bringing on December 13th and December 18th at 7:30 in over 500 cinemas across the U.S. They're going to be bringing the 2016 documentary, The Never-Ending Man, Hayao Miyazaki. So you can watch that. The synopsis is, in 2013, the Academy Award-winning film director and animator Hayao Miyazaki suddenly announced his retirement at age 72. And I would note that that's like the 14th time he's done that. But he can't shake his burning desire to create. After an encounter with young CGI makers, Miyazaki embarks on a new project to utilize CGI for the first time ever. But the artist, who has been adamant about hand-drawn animation, confronts many challenges that threaten to cancel the film. Can an old master who thinks he's past his prime shine once again? The program goes behind the scenes over 2 years ago as Miyazaki overcomes struggles to create his short film Bodo the Caterpillar using CGI. That sounds badass as shit.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Man, I mean that isn't just you or me like going to see Totoro for the 19th time in theaters. That's like you're getting to see a documentary about Miyazaki. That's friggin' awesome.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed the last one that was on Netflix.
Oh my god!
I cried so much.
The Kingdom of the you're such a softie. I am too. I cried too. You're talking about the Kingdom of Dreams and Madness?
Yes. Yeah. I don't know why. I just cried so much during that whole thing.
Because Takahata was in it like the whole damn time, and he's dead.
True. So I'm there's so much I don't know about this man. So like if this is gonna show me new sides of him and like his struggle or whatever, yeah, bring it. I want it. So
how long is the movie?
I don't know. I know that it's subtitled. I know that there's a clip in the trailer of him like getting a massage, and he's like, "I'm just a used up old." He says like, quote, "I'm just a used up old man," or something. I'm just an old man with.
In this.
I'm just an old man with a used up body, or something really like depressing. Like you wouldn't think Miyazaki would say that. You think he's like putting cigarettes out on his knee and shit. Like he doesn't care. He's just like, I'm a hard ass. I'm just gonna put cigarettes out on my ass and things. But no, he sounds all like.
I was skipping through the trailer. I saw a lot of them working with the CG moments, so I'm really interested in that.
I'm kind of surprised to see Miyazaki trying to do CG at all. Like, he doesn't really seem like a guy that would bend from what he's interested in. But hey, he's also seems like a guy that gets inspired really easily. So I know I'm going to the Totoro Forest next time I go to Japan. That's friggin' happening.
Awesome.
Drop the damn mic. If I can't really drop this mic because it's in like a microphone boom, but I could drop Kazuo's mic. But
drop his mic.
Oh, it's too expensive. Here's anything else there before we move on to this next one. I threw this in at the last minute. This next thing that I saw.
Oh,
anything?
I did look
I mean, we have to mention
it.
We have to, right?
So Elon Musk, who's in the news a lot, who's he's the entrepreneur that created PayPal. He was the chairman of Tesla until recently, Tesla Motors, is apparently an anime nerd and he tweeted like, "I love the movie Your Name" or something on his Twitter, and it had he's got like 8 million Twitter followers, so it was retweeted like 20,000 times, and so apparently he loves Your Name and he loves Neon Genesis Evangelion, and so now his new project is that he wants to build a giant robot of some kind, and he wants to create a mecha. And I guess he's really
like
damn rich, so he could probably do it.
If this is what he wants to put his talents towards, while at the same time trying to advance our species into space, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining.
Wait, I read this article. Did it mention something about him previously making like flamethrowers or something?
The article shows a lot of not great things about Elon Musk, sadly.
He made flamethrowers and sold them for like a stupid amount of money.
Like a stupid amount of money. I saw that, and every single one of them sold.
There's a market for flamethrowers, dude.
Man, does this mean I can get my very own mech?
That'd be wow.
That'd be pretty sick, guys. We need to pool money together.
Wait,
can we share it?
Can we make this a topic where we just all describe the mech we would like?
I mean, that might be fun.
Yeah, we should do that.
I actually think as the grumpy old man in me says that I actually think that like Elon Musk spending his money to figure out how to make a mech is kind of a waste of money. But because what are you going to use a mech for? You going to go like conquer nations with it?
To protect the well-being of all humans on this planet.
That is not what they will be using the mech for. Okay.
No, it would be militarized instantly.
and that is not what they use the flamethrowers for, because they were sold to the weapons market and marketed as quote unquote things that kids love. So I don't know. Like, I feel like there are a lot of problems in the world, and spending billions to come up with a functioning mech probably isn't the best usage of our money.
No, it definitely is not. But
It definitely is not.
it's definitely not the best way to use our money. But hey, your boy can dream. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, what would you want the mech used for? Because we're just going
to protect the human beings on this planet.
I mean, from the aliens, of course.
But
dude, Space Force.
Protect them from who? Protect them from who?
Our mech is gonna punch the aliens in the face. Didn't you see
the aliens, man? To the aliens.
Are we gonna have an alien that? Are we gonna have a mech that plays like really loud music that cracks all the glass helmets of all the invaders?
Yeah, dude. Obviously.
We have to pilot it doggy style.
I think more likely they get sold to like the government of Congo, so they can like go through the Congo, the Republic of Congo's countryside, and like just like terrorize people with it. But I mean,
well, that's the darkest timeline. I'm thinking more like.
But that's what happens.
We just want to be stupid with it.
Yeah, I just want a mech to like fuck around with,
Yeah.
You want to take it on like the go-kart track.
I want a mech so that I could build a flying ramen shop. That's where I'm at right now.
Whoa.
That's where I'm at.
What?
Okay? That's where I'm at, dude.
Maybe you can make like a ramen shop where it's a series of mechs and you get to eat ramen in the cockpit, and that's the whole thing.
Yeah. That means let's do that. That's what the money of this country's gonna go to.
By the way, did you guys find a caller for Does Mitsugi's Mom Know?
Yes, we did.
Yeah. There's three candidates in the waiting room right now.
Well, I think you should pick whoever the first person was.
All right.
I got one. Someone's been messaging me.
Do it.
All right. Well, I don't know if Elon Musk's gonna make his giant robot or not. But I think the cooler thing about the article was that he's such an anime fan, which is just if anybody look, I'm not the biggest Elon Musk fan in the world. He's gotten in a lot of trouble lately for a lot of different things. But honestly, he also got fined by the SEC for $20 million. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, no, it's no big deal though, dude. No big deal.
No. But all right. So my feelings aside, if anybody can bring anime into the mainstream, it's going to be him. I'm just pissed off he didn't do it 20 years ago because 20 years ago I would have been in high school dating myself. 20 years ago? No, that's
oh man. You didn't have to say that. You didn't have to
How old
say
are you?
that.
well, 20. All right. So 20 years ago, I was probably in like 9th grade. So I guess
That's about right.
That's right.
I'm
That's
the same age as you. I was trying to think.
That's like the beginning of high school. You know what? I'll still kick your ass. Whoever's listening, come at me. But like back then, you couldn't talk about anime. People would just make fun of you. You get spit on, beaten up, whatever. If you watched like Sailor Moon, you were the devil back then. You know, whatever. But now Elon Musk is gonna come along. Oh, hoity-toity, I'm Elon Musk, and I'm just gonna drop some tweets, and now anime is all cool. I mean, that's great, but you know, where the hell were you back when I needed you? You know what I'm saying?
Where are you now?
Where are you now? Okay.
Where are you now?
Anyway. Jesus.
Anyway.
Who, all right. If we have a caller for Mitsugi's mom, no, I'm going to play the drop, and hopefully they'll be here when we get back.
Oh, I got them in here. They're just waiting for us.
Mm-hmm.
It's time for Does Mitsugi's Mom Know? The game show that pits Mitsugi's unassuming mother against anime's most basic questions. Now here are your hosts, the Anime Addicts. All right, who is our newest victim for Does Mitsugi's Mom Know?
We have Tsubasa.
Oh,
Hi.
Tsubasa.
Hey, Sue.
And how are
You've
you?
never done this before, right?
No, I have not. I'm nervous.
You've never done this before? I could have sworn
No,
you
I
played.
haven't.
All right, so we are gonna play a game with you, Tsubasa. Again, is anybody else hearing feedback?
Yeah. Do you
I
have
a little bit of
headphones
echo,
on?
Sue.
Or are you listening through a speaker? Too.
Tsubasa?
Hello?
There, do
All
you
right,
have headphones
maybe that's.
on? Or are you listening
I think that's better.
through-
I think she fixed it.
Okay, good.
Is
All right,
this better?
Tsubasa.
Yes.
Way better.
All right, so I know you know how to play this game, Tsubasa, because you listen to the podcast. But there are first timers every time we we do podcasts. So, in this game, my mother, she's kind of an anime fan. She's seen enough stuff. I'd say she's probably seen like 30 anime, maybe. Not bad. So she knows some things, but she doesn't know a whole lot. And your goal is to guess whether or not she can answer the questions to anime's most basic questions. And we're gonna give you
All
five.
right.
We're gonna give you 5 questions, and if you can get 3 out of 5 right, you're gonna win yourself your own personal mecha that is gonna be handcrafted and designed by Elon Musk himself.
Shit. That would be awesome.
And
So-
you can resell it for millions, billions
I
of
know,
dollars.
right? Man.
Tsubasa,
Yeah.
listen to me right now, okay? I want you to know that if you don't win this game, and you don't win this mecha, you're gonna regret it
Oh my god.
for the rest of your life.
Oh, damn.
Damn.
I mean, maybe for 5 minutes. And then I'll move on.
She's honest.
Damn. Okay. All right. Are you ready? I'm gonna give you a sample question right now. So, are you ready to get your feet wet?
Yes, I am.
It's just a sample.
do
No pressure.
Mm-hmm.
What color is Porco Rosso's airplane? Okay. So, what color is Porco Rosso's airplane? If you've seen Porco Rosso, you know it's red. But does my mother know the answer to that question? So, it's a tough one.
Well, she's seen a lot of Ghibli.
She has.
And,
Yes.
it's obviously red. Like, you see it all the time. I'm gonna say yes. Yes,
Yeah,
she should
it even
know.
sounds red, right? Like it just sounds red.
Rosso.
Mhm.
All right,
You know-
so Tsubasa says it's red, so show me red. Can you name how many original Pokemon there were within 50?
Whoa, that is not the same question.
That is not the right drop, is it?
Not the right one.
What color is Porco Rosso's airplane?
Red.
That's right.
Wow.
Hey.
Damn.
All right, so that would be a correct answer. So good job. That was a good warm-up. That is a good warm-up, but now shit's about to get real, so you better get ready. Are you sitting down? Are you strapped in?
Damn.
I suppose so.
And so we're bringing the heat today.
Dude, I'm stoked. Let's get it. Let's do it.
And Tsubasa, you're in luck because Kazuo is not here. So
True.
you will get to ask Enzo today, who has actual knowledge of my mother.
Hey,
he's never met her.
Me?
Excuse you.
Or Mandy. They've never met my mother, but they know better. Okay, so. All right, so here comes your first question. Can you name how many original Pokemon there were within 50?
How many original Pokemon there were within 50?
Yeah, so we know there were 150 Pokemon to start.
Within 50.
Within 50. So anything between 100 and 200 would be a correct answer.
Oh, gotcha. I was gonna say no because I didn't even understand the question.
All right, well, I just explained it. So anything with.
Okay. Do old people really remember?
Old people.
Oh my God.
No, I don't think she knows.
Wow. Okay, so she's saying my mother cannot get how many Pokemon there are within 50, and here comes your answer. Can you name how many original Pokemon there were within 50 Pokemon?
Can I give them names?
No, can you just name how many there were within 50?
25.
No. Oh. There were 150 Pokemon.
Oh,
Well,
wow.
really 151 if you're a nerd.
Wow.
Oh,
Kazuo is doing the Ric Flair, yeah, Kazuo. Sorry.
Damn it, Mitsugi.
Wherever he is, he's doing Ric Flair. Enzo's doing the Ric Flair right now from his apartment in New York. People down on the street looking up in his window like, what the hell?
Dude, yeah, me naked in my room, my windows wide open, just doing the Ric Flair.
All right, so I don't want to make Tsubasa wait too long because she's on fire right now. So I'm gonna play your next question. So here it is. What is the name of the Tokyo borough that features predominantly anime and electronics? Again, we know easy peasy. It's Akihabara. Everybody knows Akiba.
Akiba.
But does my mother know Akiba? Has she been there? I don't remember. She's been to Japan.
She's been to Japan, but would you have taken her there? Would she have gone there?
I'm giving you my honest answer is I don't remember.
Was that 20 years ago, Vince?
Was it 20 years ago?
That was probably 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay.
Smart asses.
Nah, I don't think she knows.
All right, Tsubasa has no faith in my mother whatsoever.
And
here comes your answer. What is the name of the Tokyo borough that features predominantly anime and electronics?
Tokyo borough?
Yeah,
that features anime and electronics?
Tokyo has like 40 boroughs, but one of them is particularly known for anime.
I don't understand what you mean by a borough. I mean, a borough is like a village.
Like in New York City, they call Brooklyn a borough.
Oh, okay.
Queens is a borough.
Tokyo, no, I don't know. I'm sorry.
All right, it's Akihabara.
Nice,
oh, of course.
dude.
Nice,
Sue.
That's 2 down.
That's 2 down already, Mitch.
Now, the last time this happened, it went all the way to the wire anyway.
This is true.
But we also had a winner last time, so maybe we're going to get lucky 2 in a row.
The curse has been lifted, so Sue,
it has.
You can either keep it going or reinstate the curse.
Are you ready for your next question?
Why would you
Tsubasa?
put that pressure on me?
Oh!
It's just facts. It's just facts, Sue.
Enzo's dropping heat. Here comes your next question. Onizuka from the anime Great Teacher Onizuka drives what kind of vehicle? It's a motorcycle.
Like what kind of motorcycle?
No, I think just in general, like like she has to say if it's a motorcycle, right?
If she said car or motorcycle, if she says car, it's a car. If she says motorcycle, she means motorcycle. It doesn't have to be like a Honda motorcycle or like a Yamaha or something.
With how much you love Onizuka, I would think so.
You know, I'll go with Mandy on this one. Yeah. Yeah, I think she does know.
She's putting her faith in the Cincinnati.
Trust in the manga monarch.
The manga monarch.
You know it.
All right, here we go. Here comes your answer. Onizuka from the anime Great Teacher Onizuka drives what kind of vehicle? Show me motorcycle!
It's a car.
No, it's not. It's a motorcycle. Mandy, what have you done?
I'm sorry.
Oh my god, okay. Well, you got
I led
two.
you astray. I'm so sorry.
Man,
you got 2 more, Tsubasa.
Manga for GTO.
Two more to go.
Old
Two more to go
people.
here. Well,
Dude. Oh no.
she should have known that, by the way.
Sue,
That was supposed to be
Sue,
easy.
listen. I'm not saying that you are gonna get the next one wrong, but like you shouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying?
All right, here comes your next question,
Such
Tsubasa.
knowledge.
Here we go with your next question. Spike from Cowboy Bebop fights using a specific martial arts style that came from what famous real-life martial artist?
I don't even know that.
I don't think she knows.
You're saying, once again, no faith in my mother. Am I locking you in? She doesn't know. She does not know that it's Bruce Lee.
Okay.
Here we go. Spike from Cowboy Bebop fights using a specific martial arts style that came from what famous real-life martial artist?
Bruce Lee.
That's right.
Oh!
Oh my god!
Dude, your mother is a wild card.
And this game always comes down to the last question.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I want you to know that in this last question I do sing, so I do apologize. But this is it. This is it, Tsubasa. It's do or die.
You're
Guys,
fucking kidding
why is it
me.
always
Okay.
so dramatic? We don't script this.
It's never scripted. It's not scripted. Okay. All right. In fact, I want you to win. Please win. I'm over here. I was praying on camera.
crazy.
Okay. So here it is, the last question. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I am going to sing, so get your ears ready. Say the next phrase in this theme song. I want to be the very best, like no one ever was. To catch them is my real test.
To train them is my damn cause.
To train them is my damn cause, he says.
Pause.
I mean, we all know that, but you know, you just never know with my mother.
Know that?
Would an old person, as you put it, know that?
See, and if I remember correctly, he kind of slurs his words a little in that song, so it's difficult to tell just by listening to it that to train them is my cause.
Or maybe he was drunk.
Potentially.
I can't help you. I don't know. That last question, the last two blew my mind.
So here's the thing, Sue. Here's the thing. Just trust in the heart. Trust in the heart of the cards, okay?
What does that even mean?
Just trust in the heart of the cards.
All right, Tsubasa.
Don't do that. It's gonna send you to the Shadow Realm.
What's it gonna be?
Exactly, Mandy. Thank you. I like my soul. Thank you very much.
All right, Tsubasa. This is your moment. What's it gonna be? Is she gonna know it?
Oh my god.
No, I don't think she knows it.
Am I locking you in?
Yep, lock me in.
I didn't sing again, so the answer comes very quick. Here it is.
I'm Onizuka on the run. Never heard it.
That's the Pokemon theme song.
Great.
I never
And
watched
that was
Pokemon.
not right.
Never what? What'd you say?
And that was not right.
Oh, I know. I never watched Pokemon ever.
That was awesome. Good job.
It comes down to the wire, but Tsubasa has done it. She has won. Elon Musk will be reaching out to you via his personal cell phone, and will be asking you to customize the design of your very own mech robot that you can use to fight aliens for Enzo.
Yes, please.
How about for Mandy instead?
Thank
Damn.
you.
Oh my god, damn. Guess I'll just go hide.
Oh, I love you, Manga Monarch.
Oh,
All right.
I love you too. Thanks.
All right. Thank you for playing, Tsubasa, and thank you for winning.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Woo!
The curse
Another winner.
remains lifted, everyone.
I just like to see people win, you know?
Same.
You know, it just sucks when people get all the way to the end of the game and then they don't win, which happens.
Especially when they get self-reverse sweeped. Because that's what sucks about the game, right? Is that it's you that causes your own failure.
That's right. Well, and
Oh my God.
that and Mandy.
Well, and Kazuo too, honestly.
Kazuo, yeah, he's
Yeah.
All right, so
But
who wants to take care of the trivia now? So please take the trivia.
Alrighty, well, I'll do the trivia question. So, So on our website, AAAPodcast.com, you can find a picture down there. And for our weekly trivia, there's a theme, and the picture, you just got to guess what anime it's from, depending on the theme. Send in your answers, and you can win fabulous prizes.
Fabulous prizes.
Our theme was anime from the 80s. And this week's answer was Royal Force, The Wings of... I
think it...
Honeimes? Please help.
The hardest name in all of it.
Yeah,
I always say
that word.
I always say The Wings of Oniames, but I don't really know.
Oniames. Okay.
Whatever.
So sorry. Anyways, this week's winner is Gupsquatch.
That's right. I'm going to read them off because there weren't too many correct answers. The correct answers were Gupsquatch, Frosty Moon, Chibi Rob, Nori El Violette, Nelly 1876, Frozen Kangaroo, Niseko Maiko, Otaku Cop, Golden Jedi Link, Mexican-Canadian, Kazuo's Beer Gut. Good Lord. And that was it.
Oh. And now it's gone. Bye.
It doesn't have one anymore.
Oh
so,
my God, what a good name.
That was it. So head over to the website, and we have trivia. If you scroll down the page, you'll find it. So, for God's sake, someone get us out of here.
Yeah, all right. So to get us out of here and into the news break, we have an initial weekly trivia question where you can guess what the answer is. The question is, he is on a journey in search of the winged maiden who was bound to the sky centuries ago. After hearing an old childhood tale from his mother, that's where he finds all this stuff out. What anime is that? Let me know.
All right, guys. When we get back, we're going to be doing our Shoujo Reimagined as horror, so stick around for that. And then later, impressions of the 5 anime that we're going to be covering from fall 2018, which includes JoJo. So stick around, and we'll be back after the news.
Oh, man.
Hey all you anime addicts, this is Mitsugi, and it's time to get you kicked off on an anime news break. Leading us off, we have some box office news from Japan. It looks like Natsume's Book of Friends, the anime film, has broken 500,000 total tickets sold in Japan. The film topped the Japanese box office back in its opening weekend, which was September 29th and September 30th, by selling just over 117,000 tickets. And the movie is projected to earn over 1 billion total yen. The film has earned a cumulative total so far of about $5.5 million as of October 14th, and it has broken 500,000 tickets sold in Japan, making it a pretty big hit. So, for those of you that are fans of Natsume's Book of Friends, this one was called Ephemeral Bond, and it looks like it was a success and another home run for that franchise. Next up, Crunchyroll adds a content warning to Goblin Slayer's first episode. Goblin Slayer debuted on October 6th. It's a dark fantasy series that has a 15-year-old girl that goes out with her guildmates on their opening mission to a lair of goblins, which end up pretty much destroying the group, and there is also some what I would call light sexual content in the episode. However, due to the graphic violence and other suggestive things in the episode, Crunchyroll has put a content warning on the episode. Next up, looks like NASA is doing something pretty interesting. They have found a perfect series of stars in the galaxy to make a constellation, which they have named Godzilla. Yes, the king of monsters has earned his place among the stars, according to NASA, and has joined the ranks of other heroes such as Hercules and whatever else. They found a perfect place to put him, and so that he has many of his normal attributes, including his giant tail, fire breath, the spikes on his back, giant claws, and the typical other traits that Godzilla has. So that's kind of a fun little tidbit. If you want to look at it online, maybe you can even find where in the sky Godzilla is located if you're an astrologist. So if you want to get out your telescope, go look at the sky, and have some fun with that. Next up, and lastly, it looks like some fans have been critical of the Compile Hearts new smartphone game, which has designs featuring Osamu Tezuka's classic characters, which have been turned into cute female characters. Tezuka, of course, is a prolific anime manga creator, often referred to as the god of manga, and his daughter is also very involved in the industry. Her name is Rumiko Tezuka. She's the daughter of Osamu Tezuka and is the director of Tezuka Productions. And regarding the game, she has said, "There's liable to be misunderstandings, so I'll say this. I'm not supervising all the projects where Tezuka works. Also, although I'm a director, I am not the company president. For each project, there are different businesses, and they form contracts through decisions as businesses. Even though if there is something that goes beyond my understanding, I try to think that diversity is necessary. So she's making a statement about the criticism that the game has had regarding the way that they've been treating Tezuka's characters in the eyes of the fans of his work. This was Mitsugi, and this was your first anime news break. Now, as always, time to get back to the podcast. Hey Mandy, what's up?
Oh, hey Mitz. I'm trying to find a way to watch some dubbed anime, but I really don't want to wait around until the dubs are done. I'm so impatient.
Well, have you tried looking for an anime streaming service online?
Yeah, but I don't know which one to choose.
Well, I know you don't want to use any illegal streaming sites, and I know you'll explode if you have to wait. So have you thought about HighDive.com? HighDive has dubcasts.
What's a dubcast?
Well, dubcasts are dubs of anime that are released about the same time that the shows come out in Japan, so it's like a simulcast, only dubbed. This way you won't have to wait. HighDive does these each season.
Oh, that's great! And now this way I can support the anime industry by watching legal streaming. I won't have to work on being patient.
That's right! And if you go to HighDive.com, you can get a 7-day free trial, and when you use the promo code AAAPodcast, you'll get half off your first month of service.
Oh, that sounds good. I'll go to highdive.com and be watching dubcasts before you know it.
And now, great moments in Anime Addicts Anonymous history.
What is your video game Mount Rushmore? I would say Mega Man. Mega Man deserves to be on this list.
Nowhere near the Mount Rushmore.
Are you serious?
I'm 100% serious.
Are you kidding?
I mean, yes, Mega Man has some great games, but are you kidding me?
Dude,
Mega
you
Man?
are out of your mind,
On the
man.
Mount Rushmore?
You're crazy. You're going to put Master Chief that hasn't contributed anything to gaming, and you're going to knock out... And you're going to knock out Mega Man, which basically solidified Capcom as a game company.
And where are they now?
One of the biggest video game companies in the world, responsible for Resident Evil, 1,000 arcade machines.
When was the last?
Oh my god!
When was the last good
believe
Resident
it.
Evil?
I can't believe it.
Hasn't Capcom stopped making video games?
No, I would argue absolutely 100%, without a doubt, that Sonic the Hedgehog, who basically founded Sega himself, is more important than Master Chief.
And he fell off a cliff just like Mega Man.
But that doesn't matter. He created an entire company. Without Sega, you wouldn't have the Genesis, the Dreamcast.
What the? Who cares about the Dreamcast?
Dude,
that system was...
Dude, Sega Corp is a gigantic company that makes like half of Japan's arcades.
BCom says, where is Sega now?
Making billions and billions of yen.
In the video game industry?
Yes!
In the video game industry.
Dude, you're nuts,
What video
man.
games are they making?
They make tons of video... Dude, you're...
What video games?
You're only
What's a big Sega video game right now?
Dude,
what's a big game?
I need you to calm
I'm
down
just
so I
asking you
can
a
talk.
question. I just want to know.
And now, back to the podcast.
All right, and we're back to the 444th episode of the Anime Addicts Anonymous podcast.
444. You guys know how much that is? That's a lot.
444 exactly.
That's right.
Thank you, Mindy.
You're welcome.
I can always count on you, dude.
And 132 132 hobby addicts, 117 hentai episodes, and probably 200 after parties.
Let the people know, man.
You're talking about around 900 episodes.
Jesus.
900 damn episodes.
You have a lot of time on your hands, man.
Come at me right the fuck now. Okay. What's the in-show trivia question?
Yeah, so to bring us back into the podcast, we asked you a question before we went on break. That question was, he is on a journey in search of the winged maiden who was bound to the sky centuries ago after hearing an old childhood tale from his mother. The answer to that question, you guys know it?
Well, I put it in there, so of course I do.
I do not.
The answer is Air, which I've seen that show and I completely forgot that's what that show was.
Mm-hmm. It's very strange. It's a very weird anime.
Yeah, so it's like a strange slice of life for some reason.
It's not bad. It's very sad.
Yeah, it's definitely sad.
Very sad.
I have not seen this.
All right, so it's a key visual arts anime. So, Mandy, it's time for your manga minute. Are you ready?
Oh man, guys, am I ready? Because I got a dumb one today.
Oh, she's. Are we still doing horror, right?
You got a dumb
Yes.
one?
And so I was trying to like spread it out. So the first time I got zombies, next time I got ghosts. This time I've got a real dumb one. I searched for it. I searched everywhere and I found it.
She's a dum dum. Here she goes.
Wait, what? Excuse me?
Just sneak that in there.
God. Alrighty. Anyways, this is Mandy's Manga Minute, where I take a minute to tell you about a manga and hopefully help you find something new to read. And this week, I am doing Shibuya Goldfish. The story follows an average, albeit untidy guy named Hajime Tsukiyoda. Hajime's peaceful everyday life comes to an end when a man-eating goldfish overtakes Shibuya.
What?
The fish are everywhere, filling the famous Scramble crossing, hanging near the Hachiko statue, and even floating through the city center, all the while eating as many humans as they possibly can. The unprecedented crisis marks the worst survival competition in history. So Shibuya Goldfish is a horror manga by Hiromi Aoi. There is currently only one volume out in English, digitally, and in print, but Yen Press has 3 more up for pre-order. This series is very silly. The first manga volume begins with the main character who wants to work in like a movie business as a director and finds Shibuya suddenly surrounded by these giant goldfish. They're floating around speaking like a broken language, like kind of like they're just repeating what they've heard from other people. Stuff like how was your day? Just random stuff that makes no sense. And the bystanders just start taking pictures of them with their phones. People seem to think there's some kind of CG trick. Until a goldfish suddenly bites a person in half. And then everything turns into chaos as goldfish start just devouring people. While the main character is running around just trying to survive, he realizes that the entire ward has like a giant wall surrounding it. And realizes it's a bowl. It's a fish bowl. He eventually comes to another group of survivors, and in the rest of the first novel, it just begins like a big survival game. The art's actually pretty good. I think it's better than what like a manga with this premise probably deserves. It's so silly. It's a very anime manga. There's panty shots. It's very dumb. But if you're a fan of like cheesy stories you find in like B horror films, you might want to give it a shot. But yeah.
That sounds ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
Sounds ridiculous.
I was like, I found a zombie one that was pretty well known, and the ghost one's not very well known. But I was like, it's a ghost. It's Halloween themed. Then I was like, I want one that's so just silly. I just want a silly horror, and man, I found one. A silly one that no one's heard of.
Mandy,
and that's what I came up with.
Well, that does sound pretty ridiculous.
I'm not speaking to you.
Hey, you sounded surprisingly sad when I called you a dum-dum, so I'm sorry. If you were a dum-dum,
I don't know who you're talking to.
If you were a dum-dum, you'd be watermelon. You'd be a question mark dum-dum. Those are the best ones.
I'm picturing Mandy as like that Tsundere character that has like her arms crossed. Like, nope.
Yep, pretty much.
Nope, go to hell.
Nope,
go to hell. All right, so on this, our main topic today is Shoujo series reimagined as horror, suggested by Rabbi the Rose from the Discord. So it's Halloween, pretty much, and we have a list of some Shoujo series that we are going to be manipulating the plot line of a little bit in order to make them a horror show, in some regard. So, and I think we've got some suggestions here. So we're going to run through some of these, and we're going to see how nasty we can make some of our most beloved Shoujo anime. I'm going to kick it off with Fruits Basket.
I can only imagine what this is going to go.
Well, first of all, I really dislike Fruits Basket. I think it's obnoxious. But it brings me great pleasure to manipulate this story. So after an accident in which she lost her mother, 16-year-old Toru moves in with her grandmother, but due to having faced deep psychological trauma at the sight of seeing her mother murdered and dismembered before her eyes, which, by the way, does not actually happen in Fruits Basket, Toru decides to live hidden from society in a tent in the woods. One day, after her tent is destroyed in a landslide, 2 boys named Yuki Soma and his cousin Shigure Soma, they invite Toru to move into their home. However, they didn't quite know that this would be an invitation with grave consequences. Driven mad being mad by being forced to live with strangers, Toru has a psychological break and splits into 2 personalities, one of the Zodiac Killer. As the members of the Soma family are found dead in hideous zodiac-themed displays of homicide, will Shigude and Yuki be able to unravel the truth behind the hideous murders before every member of the Soma family are hideously murdered?
Jesus.
Because it's...
Oh my god.
Because that anime is about, like, all the family members are zodiac animals, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So now they will be killed in whatever zodiac form they represent. So,
whoa,
and it'll be
or for Fruits Basket to be. She just went on a hugging spree, and they all became animals. And someone realized, like, man, you got a lot of pets. Maybe you should have them neutered. That'd be a horror.
Mandy,
just gonna chop all their dicks off. It's mostly dudes, isn't it?
Yeah. I know there are a couple women.
Oh, true. I forget, honestly. I haven't thought about Fruits Basket in so long.
I mean, Fruits Basket is... I don't like it because of how obnoxious it is. Like, it's a little too happy at times, and Toru is just like this really dumb girl character who kind of just like fixes everybody somehow by just being there. And I really never liked it. I didn't like it back when I watched it the first time. I don't like it now. And I think I'd rather watch Toru like go crazy and just start killing people like viciously. Because she's like...
I like Fruits Basket.
I mean, I'm glad you did.
I like happy stuff.
I'm glad you did. But like, I'm trying to think of like how some of the killings could be done, because there's plenty of animals. I just watched the movie Seven, which is like the 7 deadly sins, and that's and it would be
What's
like
in the box.
It would be like that, except animal themed. So instead of like forcing a man to eat until his stomach explodes and he dies, it would be, something equally as horrible, but animal themed. So maybe the horse persons will turn into glue or something, and then they give the bottle of glue to like the children in the family to make like paper airplanes with or something. I don't know, like just something horrible for every single person.
Is wild.
And then of course it's up to Yuki and Shigude to figure out what's going on before they too fall victim to the Zodiac killer.
Yeah, no, I could see that definitely play out. I could also see like, because don't they all live in that one house? So like it could be really creepy actually. And I just watched I watched a really old Japanese movie this weekend called House. It's a psychedelic horror. It's pretty trippy. It's really cool. And it kind of it involves a lot of deaths in this one house, and it kind of just reminded me of that. Like that's what this could be. It's Fruits Basket, just all this murder in this one house, and they're all trapped.
And plus, she's had like a psychological break, so she's like 2 people now. So she's really good at like not giving herself away when she's in her normal self, because she doesn't even know it's happening. She doesn't know she's doing it. So she's really convincing and tough to sort of suspect when she's not killing people. So it's a difficult murder mystery for them to unravel. So
yeah. All right. Well.
Yeah,
all right. I can go next if you guys want.
Yeah, I want you to. I want you to tantalize us with your ideas.
Yeah, my idea came from this used to be one of my favorite like shoujo romances, and it's come to light recently because there was a Kickstarter for a dub of this series, and that's Emma Victorian Romance. And my take on this, it's a bit of a stretch, but here's what I got. Right. So Emma, the story of Emma Victorian Romance, it takes place in the Victorian age of London, where it's that age where the Victorian wallpapers, everyone's like dressed in big poofy dresses and all that stuff, right?
Poofy.
And Emma is the maid of a well-respected duchess in this city of London. So that's what the story rolls around Emma. And so my take on this is that this show is actually now not even set in London or in the Victorian age. It's actually set in present day here in the States. But Emma has kidnapped a lot of people and trapped them all in a really big basement where it's been remodeled to look like London in the Victorian age. And she's kidnapped all these people for so long that Stockholm syndrome has taken effect. They all now roleplay their roles in this made-believe city of London in the Victorian age. Right? Now, plot hole. I don't know how she's going to represent the sky, but we can talk about that later. Anyway,
sounds like
slowly,
some Satoshi Kon shit.
Yeah. Slowly, one or two people start to wake up from this trance and they're just like, wait, like this is a basement. Like, what are we doing here? And unfortunately, they can't keep that thought suppressed enough so that Emma doesn't notice. So when she does, she wants to kill the source of the leak. And that's the show.
It's a pretty bizarre idea. That sounds like something that Satoshi Kon would come up with. That must be a pretty damn big basement.
Oh yeah, she's. I picture Emma in this as like she's actually pretty wealthy, but she's kind of just insane and like craves the aesthetic and life of the Victorian age for whatever reason. Those are details that I haven't worked out yet, but I think that could be a really interesting take on like taking Emma, a Victorian romance, and just like making it a horror movie. Because I actually was gonna do Fruits Basket, but then I saw you did it, and I was like, okay, never mind.
Good as Maximus said, what if Emma's actually Jack the Ripper?
Oh, yep, that works.
Man, are you still mad at me? Are we talking yet?
Yes, I'm mad at you. Goodbye.
Oh, damn. No.
Do you want me to go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Awesome. Okay. So I didn't have a specific shoujo for my first one. It's just every shoujo that revolves around yokai. Kami-sama Kiss, Kakurio, just there's lots of mangas too. Demon Prince of Momochi House, Blackbird, all of them. Anyone's with yokai, and if those yokai accurately behave like they're depicted in legends, that would instantly be a horror.
Yeah, because aren't they all like, that's like very.
They're almost always, they're either really cute bishi boys or they're just cute little things that, yeah, no. And if you read up on yokai lore, they're awful. Like take kappas, for example. All those shoujos with the cute little kappas, and they're like, oh, they just love cucumbers.
Yeah.
No, kappas, they drown people and then eat their entrails in actual, like, in Japanese lore, yokai lore. Oof. And in Japanese yokai lore, this is not me making it up. I swear I did not make this up.
Yeah, I got you.
It's the lore. Every person has a mythical ball of flesh in their anus called a shiri kodama. I did not make this up. But kappas love them, and they love to tear them out and eat them. So remember that every time you see a shoujo. Cute little kappas.
What the heck?
Well, we all know what sea otters do.
Oh, do we know what sea otters do, Mitsugi?
Yeah, they rape and kill other animals and have sex with them.
And yet they're so cute, huh?
That's right. And we know what dolphins do.
I don't know. Do we know what dolphins do, Mitz?
Yeah, we do. They have been known to rape human corpses. Well, this is a horror. This is a horror episode, sort of.
Ew.
Yeah.
Sure, how do you not know that?
Because I don't need to.
Kakurio kind of got it right. The Oni guy was like, I want to eat you, which is what Onis are known for, but they're not handsome men. They're like gigantic ogres with like red or blue skin. If you ever seen The Masks, that's what Oni are supposed to look like, and they work in like the underworld and tear flesh off human souls who are wicked enough for punishment.
I always visualize Oni as like the demons in the demon world in Yu Yu Hakusho.
Or how about Dragon Ball?
And the thing about Dragon Ball's animations, it all looks kind of cute to me, no matter what. I don't know.
Well, it is kind of cute. I mean,
is Boo right? Cute?
It's like really round kind of a character design, so it's kind of cute to me. But Yu Yu Hakusho has some ugly demons in it, like just ugly demons.
Yeah, some of them are pretty bad.
All right, what you got, Mitz?
Oh, okay. I am doing Ouran High School Host Club.
Oh my God! Please, I want to know what you got. Please, please tell me how you're gonna do this one.
Well, this is another anime that I didn't really enjoy, so I think I kind of like picked shows that I thought were a little obnoxious from the past. So, because I want to make them like dark and twisted.
Right.
So Haruhi Fujioka is the scholarship student from the school that is the main character of the show, one of the main characters, who is at Ouran High School, which is an elite academy for like really highbred students. And she opens up a door to the music room, looking for a place to study, but she ends up running into the host club, which is lots of pretty boys and stuff. So, led by the Prince of Darkness, Tamaki, the club is actually a vampire den bent upon using up the student body as of the school as food as it spreads its sickness throughout Japan. So the beauty of the boys club and the beauty of the boys in the host club make it real easy to lure women into their den, only to have them fed upon and released into the public as slaves of darkness. So now the question is, can this like blight upon humanity ever be stopped, or will they just continue to proliferate the vampiric sickness throughout the world and as they continue to lure people into their host club to be victims? So it's sort of like, it's a vampire show. Let's turn it into a vampire show. All the boys, they're pretty. A lot of vampires in movies are really like pretty looking, and then when they turn into vampires, they become like hideous. So there's like an irony there of like these uniformed pretty boys that in reality are like hideous, and they're just there to like sink their teeth into like the bare exposed neck of like a female character that maybe the viewer has like grown very attached to. And of course, vampire stuff is often very sexual, so you can just see them like bringing a high school girl into their like music room, putting her down in a chair, and they're all sort of like fawning over her and being hosts like hosts do. And in reality, they're just kind of like gradually like removing the clothing around her neck, and then it becomes like this sexual scene where they're kind of like holding her arms down, and then like one of them just like sinks their fangs into her neck, and it's like it hurts her, and she kind of like moans and gasps a little bit because having your neck bitten into hurts, and as you watch like the blood run out of the wounds, but in reality there's like a sexual undertone to it, because like that's what vampire stuff is always like. A lot of it's like very sexual. So you think like Interview with the Vampire or like even some of the Dracula stuff is very like,
yeah,
it's horror, but it's also definitely like has those tones. And so, but the fun thing is that the pretty boys are really like hideous, like just hideous vampire demons. But then they send these girls out to do their bidding to spread the vampirism throughout the society of Japan. I don't know where we go with that. Maybe we get like some vampire hunters or something out there to like take care of this problem, or maybe at some point which will lead them back to the school to viciously massacre the entire host club staff, all the boys, Tamaki, Tamaki Suo or whatever, whoever, all these characters, just kill all of them.
Oh man, Tamaki is voiced by Momoto Miyano, so I want this. I want to hear. Tamaki's already up here. He's already at 11. I want to see what he's like as a vampire.
Yeah, he's definitely at 11, so I want to see what his vampiric 12 is. You know what I'm saying?
He's also voiced by Vic Mignogna, so as Vic will tell you every time you meet him. So yeah, could be good. I'd love to watch that. So, and vampires are sexy, I can't,
they are.
I can't lie. A female vampire is a sexy thing, so I can't avert my eyes. I want to watch that, so I'm in on my own idea. Who knew? Mandy, are you still mad at me?
I don't know. Give me a reason why I shouldn't be mad.
Because I love you. I love you.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
I'll forgive you for the moment.
I'm on my hands and knees in a $500 suit.
Alrighty. Do you have another one, Enzo?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Good, because I came up with loads of ideas. I went crazy. My next one is Utano Prince Sama. Wait, Enzo, you watched Utano Prince Sama, didn't you?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Do you remember it at all? How ridiculous it is?
Yes, I do remember.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've seen Utano Prince Sama, it's ridiculous. Natsuki is this character, and every time he loses his glasses, he has a split personality. This isn't me making up. This is in the anime.
God. This is canon, everyone. Yep.
Yeah. When he loses his glasses, he becomes a different person who's really violent.
Oh my god.
When he loses his glasses, he becomes someone really violent. So I was like, what if Natsuki is actually a serial killer when he takes his glasses off? And then, his best friend Sho is just trying to cover it up, putting his glasses back on because he doesn't want anyone to know his best friend is really a serial killer. And he's like, man, you just got to hide it. So he puts his glasses back on. He's back to his cute self. And then spoilers for Uchino Prince Saba, I malfunctions and decides he wants to destroy all humans. Camus destroys all bananas because he wants everything to be sweet. And then Ron just lures Natsuki into murdering Camus because Banana is perfect. It's perfect the way it is.
Dude, Banana is perfect.
Have you ever seen that? Did you see that part in Prince Sama? I love that clip. And then Masato is actually an undercover singing cop who's out to solve the case with his partner Tokia. So Masatsun and Tokia Lock are famous detective duo who sing and fight crime. And during their investigation, they reveal all the chaos began with a singing cat boy named Cecil who was cursed by Satan, and they have to fight evil. And all the sad thing is, this is 100% believable because Utsuno Prince Sama is nonsense. And that whole part about fighting Satan is in the visual novel. I'm not kidding. Cecil's route is you go off and fight Satan with him. I'm not kidding.
What? What? Really?
Look,
I'm speechless.
it's nonsense, and I love it.
What? What? This sounds that was literally like the horror genre with the Beastie Boys.
Who wrote this sounds canon, basically.
Oh my god, that sounds like a good old just a good horror movie to pop on a Sunday, you know?
Man, Utsuno Prince Sama is ridiculous.
Well,
the visual novel is not doesn't have an official English release, but if you read it, Cecil's route is, I don't know, went from an idol group to fighting Satan.
Yeah, like most career paths in life.
Yeah, naturally.
Yeah,
all right.
naturally. Yeah, naturally.
I can't help but think that we could easily turn Nozaki-kun into a horror show of some kind.
I knew this was coming. I knew this was coming.
Because
elaborate on that one, friend.
He's obviously some kind of a sick.
I knew it.
Like I don't have so much of a story here. Just like the start of an idea, but I mean Nozaki's obviously some kind of a calculating Hannibal Lecter type. Manipulator, and I could easily see him like tying down. What the hell was the girl in that show? She was so dumb. I forgot what her name was. She is kind of dumb. The orange-haired girl. Who's like, yeah. You're not buying it, but
the thing is, like you said, you could
Chio
see Nozaki-kun doing that, but I can't because to me he was just an idiot.
Same.
I mean, but like he's got you fooled too. That's the thing.
Oh, I see what you're getting.
He's so good that even you're fooled. And I think he's just as likely to take poor Chio back to his house and chain her to a wall in his dungeon and draw little manga pictures of her twisting in pain and agony as he is to like be a stupid guy who just wants to have friends and draw manga. And when you buy volume 36 of Nozaki-kun's newest manga, and it's got like pictures of really lifelike pictures of girls that are being like tortured in some kind of a dungeon, you're gonna know you're gonna be sending police to his place to check for trapdoors and shit because somewhere down there's some bad stuff happening. And if you want to live in denial your whole life, that's fine. But I'm personally not gonna stand here and just be fooled by it. So.
No, okay. There's I think there's potential there. I just didn't think that you could reach for that. But yeah, okay. I do see it. Like I do. I like the concept of like maybe he's a horror author and not like whatever author. I forget what he writes, but maybe he's a horror author.
He writes Shoujo.
Yeah. Oh yeah. True. And then he's praised in this world for his like horrific images.
Yeah.
And then you realize that he gets such good like angles of stuff because he is actually doing it all.
I think that there's a reason why his manga are very episodic. There's like a different girl, the different heroine, a different female figure in every manga volume because he's very good. It takes him a while to release these manga. It's like, a month or two or maybe 3 months between volumes because it takes him a while to convince another girl to fall in love with him through his the way that he is. And in reality, he's just gonna get her to the point where she's vulnerable enough to him and comfortable enough around him that he can lure her into a dangerous place, victimize her, use her for his sketches, use her up like a D battery, and then throw her out like the garbage that she is. But she'll never be seen again because he will eat every bite of her. He will consume every bite, inside and out of her life force.
How did Nozaki?
And then he'll move on to the next girl.
How did he hurt you?
That's how it is.
How did he hurt you?
He is a manipulator, and he needs to be stopped.
You know you're talking about literally Nozaki-kun, right?
I know exactly who he is. I've been saying it the whole damn time.
Oh, okay.
I'm done. Look, if you're not going to take this seriously, then I'm not going to waste my time.
No, I agree. There's a premise there.
This is serious business.
It's just like, I just never thought I could twist Nozaki-kun like that. He's such an idiot. But maybe you're right. Maybe I'm just fooled.
I actually thought Wolf Girl and Black Prince would be better if the Wolf Girl was actually a werewolf and ate that guy because he was a jerk. That'd have been so much better.
I don't remember a lot of Spice and Wolf. I remember liking it. I remember liking it.
Not Spice and Wolf.
Oh, not Spice and Wolf.
Although that could easily be.
And Black Prince.
Never mind. I just heard Wolf and I was like, oh yeah, Spice and Wolf.
No.
When are we getting another Spice and Wolf? By the way.
Don't know. I don't know.
Hurry the fuck up and make more Spice and Wolf. I'm pissed.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. The man wants.
Wolf Girl and Black Prince was about a guy who's just an absolute jerk to this girl, and
oh yeah, you're my
he's sadistic and treats her like trash, and she's like pretending to be his girlfriend, and then she actually ends up falling for him. It's so dumb, and I was like, if she was actually like a werewolf and ate that guy, so much better. 100%. We fixed it. We fixed the show.
Fixed it. Easy fix.
Right. I think Spice and Wolf could probably be made into a horror show of some kind too, because she literally transforms into a wolf various times in the show, and she's huge and dangerous. She could easily just go around and just rip people's throats out and kill lots of people and eat little kids, whatever she wants to do. But she doesn't do that in the anime, but she definitely
she's
could.
An economics whiz.
No, she's not. She's a drunk, stupid girl.
No way.
Lawrence is the economics. What? Did you what?
I did forget. I did say I haven't seen it in a long time.
I mean, she kind of tags along with Lawrence. He's the one that's like a merchant traveling around selling shit. All she does is take his money and get drunk in bars and slam her beer down really, really hard because she's out of control. Meanwhile, he's like sucked in completely because she's like ridiculously gorgeous, and every single anime fan loves Hodo because she's cute and awesome. But like, that's the scariest thing is the power she has over him. That by itself is a horror show. That's people like look at him on the street and point and snicker at him because he's so sucked in. He's hopeless. Spends all his money on beers.
I guess I definitely don't remember the show then.
It's a great show.
It's been a really long time. But I remember. Yeah, I remember liking it a lot. I guess I don't remember.
They should make more of it really soon, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
Yeah,
I got nothing else.
Yeah, I got nothing else too.
Yeah, same.
All right, well, we got a lot of impressions to do, so if you guys don't have any other ideas, we can close this topic and move to the news break and get these impressions rolling.
Let's do it.
All right, so a millennium has passed since the catastrophic nuclear war named the 7 Days of Fire, which nearly destroyed all of the Earth. Humanity now lives in a constant struggle against the treacherous jungle that has evolved in response to the destruction caused by mankind. What is the name of that anime? When we come back, we'll have the answer to that. We're going to have our 5-star review from iTunes and impressions on Gura Zeni, Bloomin' to You, Zombieland Saga, Idozuku Sekai no Ashitakara, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Golden Wind, and also mailbags. So stay tuned, and we'll get to all that after the news break.
Yeah.
Hey, all you anime fans, Mitsugi's here once again, and it's time for another shot of that great, sweet anime news. Leading us off, Gundam has finally done it. They have put out educational kits that will teach robotics and programming to children and adults. Technology and science is important in Japan, and now it is being introduced to fans who will be able to learn practical skills of programming, which are going to be inspired by mobile suits. The Bandai company has put out Zionic Technics robots and programming kits, which are inspired by the Mobile Suit Gundam company Zionic, which is from Mobile Suit Gundam. The images have been released of the educational kits that have been announced as an MS-06 Zaku 2 and an MS-06V Zaku tank cannon type mobile suit. So it looks like you can get your hands on these development kits and use them to learn how to program robots and also learn programming and robotics as well. So if you are a fan of this type of stuff and you think you can decipher the Japanese, and I'm sure it comes with it, go out there and grab yourself a kit. It looks like these are going to be sold starting on October 16th, which is already passed. So go online and see if you can grab yourself a copy of it. Next up, the Frame Arm Girls anime film sequel is going to be coming out later on this year in Japan next summer 2019. Looks like Frame Arms, which is Kotobuki, as models that are a line of plastic kits designed by mechanical designer Tatsuyuki Yanase of Mobile Suit Gundam 00 and other franchises. The Frame Arm Girls were introduced in 2015 and feature designs by other famous artists in the industry. And it looks like the anime's story from the film is going to begin when Ao opens a package that arrives at her doorstep, and inside the package is Goldeye, a Frame Arm Girl, a small robot capable of independent movement. Goldeye is a newly developed prototype, a frame arm girl equipped with an artificial self, an advanced AI that gives her a personality. So if you're into AI, robot girls, or probably action as well, Frame Arm Girls, the sequel film, is coming out in Japan next summer. Next up, we have another interesting piece of news here. It looks like, finally, as we all expected, I think, it looks like Toonami, the blog of programming on Adult Swim, is going to be adding Mob Psycho 100 to its programming block starting October 27th at 11:30 p.m. So Cartoon Network, Toonami, Adult Swim, they have selected another good title to be put into the Toonami block, which is a pretty big hit and success for people that like to watch their anime on television. So look out for that coming out next week. Next up and lastly, Baby Metal member Yui Metal has left the group Baby Metal. Mizuno has been absent from the group's performances since last December. She has spokespeople that were citing that she is still part of the group, but that there were various types of health concerns and different reasons that she was not able to be with the group throughout the last lengthy period of time. However, she posted a message on an agency website explaining that she is leaving. She would like to get back on stage, but she's not fully healthy yet. They don't really explain what her illness is, but she apologized to fans who are sad because she left and expressed gratitude for all the support that she's had from people. So Baby Metal has taken a substantial blow, but I'm sure that they will probably carry on even in her absence. This is Mitsugi, and this was your anime news break. Now, time to get back to the podcast.
Now that we're getting to our main podcast topic, I just so happen to have found this perfect...
Let me guess, another list?
Well, kinda. Not just any list, though. The greatest list to ever grace the internet.
Go on.
It's J-List, baby.
Did somebody say J-List?
That's right, my little Peruvian Pocky box.
What is...
Exactly. You like boxes, right?
I don't even...
Bingo! Everybody loves boxes. You know why people love boxes?
I don't know.
Great point, Enzo. Because boxes have things in them, and J-List boxes have tasty things in them.
What kind of...
I agree, Enzo. A wise man once said, life is like a J-List snack box. You never know what you're going to get, except you do. Snacks from Japan.
Hold on, are you telling me that...
If you go to jlist.com, you can sign up for the monthly snack box and get all kinds of delicious treats from the land of the rising sun.
Oh, man, I better...
Go, Enzo. Go now. Don't wait. Don't speak. Go to jlist.com and make your sweet candy dreams come true. You're welcome.
After Parties Hobby Addicts Hunter episodes. After Parties Hobby Addicts Hunter episodes. After Parties Hobby Addicts Hunter episodes.
What in the world are you two doing? I'm trying to sleep here. It's midnight.
We're using Mandy's arcane power to do a content prayer dance.
Yeah, we're hoping the content gods bless us with thrilling entertainment for the fans.
Content prayer dance. You know, there's a much easier way to make better content. How about starting with studying our vast archive of additional content on AAAPodcast.com?
Oh, I already have. I mean, it's only $7 a month for almost 8 additional episodes every month.
That's less than $1 per extra episode and super easy to get to. Just gotta type aapodcast.com/join to become a member.
You went through the whole archive? It's hundreds of hours.
Well, Senpai, anything's possible.
If you believe.
I think I'll just leave you two alone.
Hey, is he gone yet?
Yeah, ready.
Yeah. After Party Hobby Addicts anti-episodes. After Party Hobby Addicts anti-episodes.
And we're back with the 444th episode of the Anime Addicts Anonymous podcast. Welcome back. It's glad to have you.
We back.
We had an intro trivia question. A millennium has passed since the catastrophic nuclear war named the 7 Days of Fire, which destroyed nearly all life on Earth, has happened. Humanity now lives in a constant struggle against the treacherous jungle that has evolved in response to the destruction caused by mankind. What is that anime? Anybody know that?
Oh, I did know this one. Yep.
Yep, same.
Go ahead.
It is. Nausicaa on the Valley of the Wind. Of the Valley of the Wind.
That's right.
Yeah.
I love it so much.
What a great movie, man. Wow.
Dude, the movie's freaking amazing.
Dude,
okay.
It's so good.
And Nausicaa, she's my waifu forever. Okay.
Waifu.
And here we go.
It's time for iTunes review.
All right, if you guys would like to leave an iTunes review, you can head over to iTunes and drop a review. 5 stars. We will read it on the podcast, and you will help us get to 500 reviews on iTunes, which is substantial. That's like a lot. It's a lot of reviews.
Some would say that's a lot, yeah.
I would say so.
That is a lot.
Who would like to read the 5-star review?
I can do it. I can do it.
Go for it.
Yeah, so this 5-star review is the subject of the review is kind of like a donkey punch. Interesting. And it's submitted by Thomas Goikowski. Hope I said that right. Thomas Goikowski. Thomas says, the podcast is like a donkey punch. Rare, entertaining, and typically involves an argument. Typically involves an argument. Only with your podcast, it's about anime, not the donkey punch. Listening for 3 years now, and it's the only anime podcast I listen to weekly. Keep up the great work, and hopefully I can get in on your next Japan trip. Signed, Dirty Mike and the Boys.
What? I'm so confused.
Dirty Mike and the Boys, dude.
I like your band name.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for the review.
Right now.
Yes, thank you.
By the way, it was brought to my attention that we are not on Spotify, so I have signed us up on a podcasting hosting service that will get us on Spotify. And I am fairly sure that will happen sometime in the next 2 weeks. So if you are a person who likes to listen on Spotify, we are going to be expanding to that. So get your freaking game face ready. And now it's time for some impressions.
Today we're going to be doing impressions.
Impression time, believe it.
I can never get over the shonen voices.
And I'm going to start us off with Gura Zeni, which is an anime that I did an impression on last season and failed it, but I failed it very reluctantly. Gura Zeni it's a tricky show, right? Because it's done by Studio Dean, and this is the second season, but really it's more like the continuation of the story because, like, we're on episode 15 now, so it just kind of kept going. So,
yeah.
Gura Zeni is a sports anime, but let me be clear about something, and that is that this is a sports anime for... I really don't want to sound condescending when I say this. I really don't intend it that way. But this is a sports anime for actual fans of sports, and I don't know if that makes sense or not, but like, this is like, here's the difference, right? If you go to a bar, if you have a team and you like that team, and you go to a bar and you want to watch your team play football or something, if you want to go watch the Lakers play basketball and you want to go to a bar to watch that, that's awesome. Go watch your Lakers play basketball. But that's what Haikyuu is. Haikyuu's great. You love it. You want to watch it because you love Haikyuu, right? Good as Any is you go to a bar and you don't care what basketball game is on. You're watching it because you love basketball, not because you love the Lakers. You don't love it because you love Kobe and Shaq or whatever. You watch it because you like the nuance of the sport, contracts, salary cap, all that stuff. Like the things that actually comprise a professional sport. That's what Good as Any is. Good as Any is more about, it follows this pitcher named Bonda, who's a really fun like character with a great personality, but it's more about like his salary, his goals of making money because the lifespan of a professional athlete is very short, and they have to make most of their salary. And most people have 40 years to make the amount of money that they're going to make in their life, but these professional athletes, they have like 5-6 years maybe to do it. So there's a big focus on like performing well so they can make more money. There's strategy on like which players to keep, which players to cut, the nuances of the sport, like when it's actually being played, the farming system in baseball, salary caps, people getting cut and sent back down to the minors, the race for the pennant and trying to like win the title. Good as Any is an anime for actual fans of sports. Like, you're not going to watch this because you love watching like, the Mito Suji be crazy and because Onoda's hair is so cute or whatever the hell people watch Yomushi Pedal for. You be watching Yomushi Pedal because you are fascinated by bicycles, right? Or like the form that you ride on a bicycle. That's more what like Good as Any's about. So like when I look at the score on like my anime list, I'm absolutely stunned by the score. It has a 6.3, and it has almost no one has watched it. It's like 7,000 people. It's like 1% of the people that watched My Hero Academia, because people watch this, they hear, oh, it's a baseball anime, so people might check it out because they like baseball, but then they look at it and they're like, well, this is not what I thought. I wanted Ace of Diamond. I wanted like a shonen sports anime, which is what most sports is, right? I think Good as Any is one of the best sports anime I've ever seen, and I would say that I haven't watched an anime with this much interest in probably 8 years. I was literally watching this today, and I'm like screaming and like being crazy in my living room because I'm so invested in like the success of Bonda's career, and because I'm so fascinated by the portrayal of the sport of baseball in this anime, that I think that this anime is, people don't like it because what it's trying to do is it's trying to portray baseball, the sport of baseball. People are interested in that. But what it's trying to do, it's doing it better than I've ever seen it done in anime before. And I'm not going to fail it this time because I almost don't think it's even right to do it. And I don't really care if none of the people listening to this podcast watch Good as Any, because I'm just trying to have like, I'm not going to just pass the stuff that people are going to be watching, I wouldn't pass the slime anime if I thought it was a 2 and fail Good as Any because if I think it's a 5 because more people are going to watch the slime anime. Like, I don't really care what people are going to watch. Fact of the matter is that Good as Any has a goal in mind, and that is to follow the life of the relief pitcher Bonda. He's not even a starter. He's just a relief pitcher. He pitches like 1 inning out of every 3 games. But its goal is to portray the career of this player and also to properly portray the sport while being funny, and like there's a lot of humor and stuff involved in it too. And they'll focus in on like various players throughout a season. They'll talk about this one guy who's really quirky, and they'll spotlight him for like an episode. Good as Any is like, it's an anime that you're only going to appreciate if you're just a sports nut. Like, you have to be a sports nut, and that's it. So like I know some people like sports, some people are just like sports fanatics. So you have to be on the sports fanatic side of things to get what you want out of Good as Any. But I'm gonna pass it. I think it's one of the best shows I have, and I would encourage more people to give it a try, and just try to like enjoy learning something new, like learning a couple of new things about sports, you know. So like watching Major is great. I love Major so much, but it doesn't teach you anything about baseball or like the behind the scenes of baseball. All it does is like, you know, get your blood pumping because Goro can throw a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. That's what Major is, and I love Major. But Good as Any does more than that. It peels back the layers of the onion and shows you all the stuff that's underneath. So if you want to learn about actual baseball, then this is what you watch. So here we go.
I don't think I've ever been this excited. You're excited. Feel these nipples.
Getting that out of the way right off the top. Said I was going to pass Good as Any, and I did it. So it's done.
I'm glad you like it, man. It's tough for a second season to hold up to how much you like a first season in general. So I mean, yeah, I haven't seen more than like 2 episodes of that anime, but it's cool that it's causing you so much enjoyment. Like that's really nice.
It's like at the end of the second episode of the season, they're playing like they're in like the pennant race, and the main character got brought up, he got a starting game. He got to play as a starter for a game, and there was like a lot of pressure on him because he thought that if I win this game as a starter, then maybe I won't just be like a relief pitcher who comes in to like, you know, get us out of an inning here and there. Maybe I'll actually get to be a starter. So he was trying really hard in this game, and he was trying a little too hard, and he was playing a little recklessly, got 2 players out, but he was tagging this one guy out, he broke his wrist, right?
Yep,
so as this season starts, he's finally back after 4 months of being out, and he's like, now because we're actually in the pennant race, everything I do is like has 3 times the impact, and I'm able to make up for the fact that I was out for 4 months. So I really have to play hard and do well right now. And they call him in like an important spot in this game. He gets a pop fly to second, and he's like looking back like, yes, I got this. I got us out of the inning. This is great, easy catch. And the 2 outfielders don't communicate properly. And the guy in behind's like, I got it. And then he ends up not really going for it, and they just miscommunicate, and the ball doesn't get caught. And he's looking back at them like, you got to be shitting me. You just ruined my save or my win or whatever.
Yeah.
So like it's going like deep into the sport like that, you know? So that's the kind of stuff that you'll get out of Good as Any. If you're a baseball fan, you'll love it. And I'm done. I promise.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I'm glad. Listen, I'm happy that you're happy watching it, man, because it's just good. Because I in general, sophomore releases are usually not as good as the freshman release. So like, it's good shit that they're keeping up the standard.
It's very consistent.
Yeah. I can go next if you want, Mandy.
Yeah, go for it.
Cool. So I'm gonna do my impression on Irozuku Sekai no Ashitakara. Which I think translates to the color of in the future, the world of color in the future.
Let me see.
The world in colors.
I think they had a translation on my anime list. I watched the first episode. That's all I've seen of it.
I've learned not to really try to translate these titles because they oftentimes the translations don't make sense sometimes. So
yeah, it says Iroduku, the world in color.
The world in colors. So yeah. So right off the bat, right? So I picked this anime because the synopsis basically says that this is a world where there is a little bit of magic left, right? So that's interesting. And the show revolves around a young mage called Hitomi. She's 17, but she's kind of depressed in her mageness, and due to that depression, she kind of sees the world without color. Like, she's so unimpressed and like removed from the world that she sees the world in a very like dark gray hue. That being said, her grandmother, who's also a mage, takes notice of this and is worried about her granddaughter, and so she comes up with this idea, the grandmother does, of sending Hitomi back to the year 2018, where the grandma is still in high school learning magic, and she wants Hitomi to go back into the past to meet her former self when she was younger, in hopes that the world will be in color for her again. And I thought that is an amazing premise. I think that is a really cool premise that touches on things, that has sci-fi element to it, that has, drama, slice of life element to it. And it's cool because there's this one line of dialogue in the first episode where, and it hit me harder than it should. And maybe that's maybe it's because I just been in a weird place this like last week, but he told me he's like looking at these fireworks, and this is still in the future. There's still in the future, and he told me he's looking up at these fireworks, and she is looking at them, and it just the show shows it to us in this beautiful like color palette that they use. Like this show's beautiful. I will say in terms of animation, real quick, I love the way it looks. They use like the characters kind of look like CG a little bit, but it's not bad, and it wasn't too much to the point where like it detracted from me. Like it's not a minus for me, so like I'm okay with it. Anyway, so the fireworks look beautiful to us because we can see it in color. Then it snaps to how she's seeing it, and you can see it in black and white, and not black and white, in like a grayscale. And she's looking at them longingly, and she says, "If I weren't a mage, would the fireworks be pretty right now?" And I've never thought about magic like that ever. And I tend to romanticize magic, and if I had magical powers, I always assumed that it would just make life awesome, right? But what if having all this magic just makes the world around you seem like kind of lame, because now like your standard for greatness or amazing or astonishment is really high. So I've never thought about that perspective before, so that was cool. So grandma sends her to the past. She is able to find her family from back there that runs the same magic shop that they did in the future. Her grandma is not there yet. She's off in England studying at this age, but she's returning to Japan soon. Whoa. Oh my God. So she's returning soon, and so in the meantime, they offer her to stay because remember the reason this is so like fine is because this is a family of mages, and they're like, oh, you mean, yeah, like she sent you back from the future? Yeah, totally, that makes sense. Here, like, welcome, you're our granddaughter's granddaughter, like, awesome. So they take her in, and while she's in this town, she meets a group of people, and they all I guess it's important to mention that, so when she comes back from the future, she lands in this guy's room. He's not there. They land in the guy's room. She sneaks out through a window, and people see her sneak out through the window. So when they see her the next time, they're just like, hey, like, you were in our friend's bedroom. Like, why? Are you his girlfriend now? Whatever. So that's how they meet this girl. And in this group of people they're very charming high school students. I like them a lot. They're all part of the photography club, and they think this girl's beautiful, and they want her to join the club because they can use her as a model or whatever. And she says that she's a mage, so they're like, oh, you're a mage, cool, that's awesome. So they wanted her to join. And so far, all of that was kind of disappointing me because the premise sounded really cool, and it started to just seem like the premise is gonna lose its focus, and it's just gonna turn into like a normal school life anime about photography, which has been done before. So I was starting to be not impressed. But then what happens is that one of the guys, the bedroom in which she landed in belongs to a guy named Aoi, and he's an artist. And she had dropped this device that she had in his bedroom.
It's like an earring, wasn't it?
Huh?
It's kind of like an earring thingy.
Yeah, it's a cool earring thing that is like her personal assistant type thing. It's like if you had Google Glass but an earring form. So she had dropped that in his bedroom, and when she went to go get it back, they run into each other or whatever. Oh no, she sees him, and she stalks him a little bit because she's too nervous to say like, hey, like, sorry, I landed in your room, that's mine, can you give it back? So she follows him, and when she decides to finally sneak up on him, she gets a peek of his artwork. And when she sees his artwork, it's the first time in a long time that she sees something in color, that she perceives it to be in color, and it sends her into this full like loop of like, oh my God, like that's what color feels like again. I cannot believe I've gone so long without feeling what this feels like. And it's a beautiful little sequence with like his painting coming to life, and it brings her to tears. And I thought that was really cool. So by the end of the third episode, what is happening is that she is going to join the photography club because he's also in it. And her and he told me and Aoi, because anime, it seems like it's going to be a romance between them two, but at the moment it kind of feels like, hey, like, you help us with the photography. Like, he's like, to her, he's like, you help us with the photography club as a model and with your magic. And she's like, okay, cool, but in return, like, I want to keep seeing your art because that's what is keeping. That's the first time I've seen color in a long time like that. So that's what the show's at, and all the characters are cool. I like all of them. The art, the background art, the way that things shimmer in this anime is beautiful, like really beautiful.
Yeah, I did think it was really pretty.
Yeah, it's really pretty. And the main girl, she's not my favorite type of main protagonist. Regardless of girl or boy. She is in a different world technically. She's in the past, so she's kind of dumbstruck by it. But she is showing signs of not being a mute, awkward person by the end of the third episode. She's the one that initiates the whole conversation of like, hey, I know you guys offered before, but please let me join your club. So that gives me hope that she's going to become more, open. The third episode ends with her young grandmother finally coming back from London. And at this age, he's apparently like a reckless mage who does a whole bunch of experiments. So this anime to me ended on an upward trend, bringing the premise back to focus because he's in the past to hopefully find color again. And because of all that, because of the upward trend, because of the colors, the art, and because of the premise, I still find it so interesting. I really do. I'm going to pass the show, and I really hope I don't regret it.
I don't think I've ever been this excited. You're excited? Feel these nipples.
I actually squeezed my nipples just now, just so you know.
Thank you.
I thought it was really pretty. I really liked the fish thing when it came out. It was really cool looking. I was only concerned about the main character because she felt like a visual novel character, like one that like no personality or talks.
I really don't like. I really don't like that. And I'm gonna get into like when I talk about Bloom into You, like the opposite of that. But I really am hoping that with her grandmother coming back and also with her now opening up to this group of people, that is gonna be different. But we'll have to see. I just think the premise is so captivating. That I really didn't expect to pass this show, but damn. Icy Rose in the chat says this show felt like the most Enzo show in recent times.
It's an Enzo show.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I'll take it, yep.
Well, there it is.
Exactly. I actually played that drop in my head as I was saying.
Do you want me to go next or do you want me to go last?
Mandy, we haven't heard your lovely voice in a while, so you go next.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm doing JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Golden Wind. And look, y'all, this is going to be a really fast one. God! I love JoJo. This season, so far, 3 episodes. Yes. So far, the first 3 episodes are great. They're so much fun. I never read part 5, so this was all new to me. And yeah, I mean, just to give you a quick summary of what's going on, Giorno Giovanni is the main character.
What a name.
Yeah, I know. They all have to be JoJo.
It sounds like a damn pizza company.
I like that.
Giorno Giovanni.
Best pizza in New York.
Oh man, my mom said the other day, "Oh, pooey fooey Mama Nui." I'm like, man, that's our Italian coming through.
Pooey
fooey Mama Nui. I'm like, that's it. I'm using that forever.
God.
Anyways, so Koichi's was in the previous season. He's back. Jotaro has sent him to Napoli, Italy, to search for Dio's illegitimate son. Yes, Dio had a son. And Yeah, so he's looking for him, and he stumbles into Giorno Giovanni, who's like the main character, and we find out that his stand ability, which is in English Golden Wind, in Japanese is Gold Experience, because copyright issues. His stand, when he punches something, he can fill it with life, so he can turn something into like an animal. So we first see him, he's stealing money from these girls. He turns their money into butterflies, and the butterflies like follow him. And then later on, the butterflies turn back into money. And he's like, yeah, I just stole money from those girls. And so he's kind of a sticky thief. And so he stumbles into Koichi, steals his briefcase, which has all the stuff that Jotaro gave him on Dio's son. This is his picture. This is your passport, all of his clothes, his money. And he turns into a frog. And Koichi's trying to follow him because he didn't know Koichi has a stand too. So Koichi tries to get him with his echo stand. And so he's running away, and the frog goes down the sewer to follow him so he can catch up with him later. And so we also find out that Giorno's ability can also, like if somebody hurts one of the animals or hurts something that he turns into, it's reflected back on them. So somebody later on in the episode, somebody hits that frog with a shovel, and it instantly kills that guy because all that damage was reflected back on him because the frog just smashed. It was great. It's crazy. It's JoJo. It's amazing. We also meet Bruno. Bruno's a crazy character. He's great. He looks awesome. He has an ability called I think in English Zipper Man, but it's actually Sticker Fingers.
You say Zipper Man?
Yeah, because he turns things because he can create zippers, and he can connect it into like another dimension.
I'm sorry, hold on.
Zipper Man.
Look, have you ever seen JoJo?
I mean,
this makes sense if you've seen JoJo.
Dude, come on, man. A guy jumps into another man's bloody stump of a leg.
A guy jumps out of a horse. Jack the Ripper jumps out of a horse.
Yeah,
it's
you're
bizarre.
right. Never mind. Go on.
Someone attacked somebody. What was it? Chipmunks or squirrels? Was it chipmunks or squirrels? One of those. Anyways, look, it's JoJo.
It's a JoJo, the Kimyo Nabo can.
He can make zippers and connecting two different realms to each other, or so like he escapes this like through this subway, like creating a zipper on the train and jumps to the other side. He actually uses a zipper to get inside of a man and hides inside of him. It's JoJo. It's fantastic.
You're right. I forget. You're right.
So, long story short, Giorno and Bruno have a fight and realize that Bruno's in this gang, and this gang is giving drugs to kids. They kind of team up because there's always, in JoJo, villains who become, companions later on. And so Giorno decides that he wants to bring this this gang down and stop getting drugs and kids. So he's trying to infiltrate the gang, long story short. It's great. It's a lot of fun. If you've seen JoJo, you are going to love it. Or maybe. It might not be the best JoJo. It's not going to be season 2. But
season 2 was the shit.
It's a lot of fun. The only problem is it is 39 episodes. And when I originally picked it, I didn't know what anything in this season was going to be like. I was going to like, well, if everything else looks really bad, at least we have JoJo. And I had to because I loved it. But the problem is it's 39 episodes. It's in season 5. If you like JoJo, you should definitely go watch it because it's great. But I'm not failing it, but I'm passing it up for other things because I think I have other shows, new shows that could definitely have potential. And I would rather take a chance on them than just defaulting to JoJo. And because it's 39 episodes, it might not even get a review because it's awkward.
Yeah, because I feel like shows with that many episodes just kind of like.
I was really hoping.
Timeline-wise are hard.
Yeah, I was really hoping it was gonna have 24, like part 3.
Yeah.
But because that one had 24, I think part 4 had 39 also.
I think this choice is super valid because it is like the 5th season and it is 39 episodes. And like, yo, if y'all like JoJo, just like watch it, man.
Yes, please. It's great. But yeah.
Happily ever after.
Of course, Elizabeth.
What a pile of shit.
It's
sorry.
not a pile of shit. It's great.
It's JoJo.
Yeah. See, like Isra says, we never even reviewed part 4, so I don't want to pass it because of that. It's just
Okay, so I realized we never gave our disclaimer at the top of the impressions that we thought that we were gonna do. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I was gonna do it when I do mine. Yeah.
Oh, you want to wait? Okay.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah.
All right, so Zombieland Saga is the next one I'm going to be doing. Zombieland Saga is a Studio Mappa anime. So Mappa's been pretty popular. They've done a lot of shows people have enjoyed in the past, I don't know, 4 years. They've been really popular. They've been doing what they did, the Rage of Bahamut show, which was super popular, and a bunch of other stuff. So this was like one of those anime that before it came out, at least I didn't know much about it. I feel like there wasn't a lot of info about it before it came out. I feel like they almost did that intentionally.
Yeah. It had an eerily and like not straightforward promotion.
Yeah, the PVs were like useless. They didn't show you anything.
Right.
You know, I didn't really know what to expect. All I knew was it had the word zombie in the title and it had the word saga in the title. And so I was thinking like, sounds like it could be a zombie story that's potentially epic because it's got like zombie saga, you know, in the title. So of course I'm gonna pick it up because I like zombies. And so I start watching this, and there's this girl, very cute looking girl, whose name is Sakura Minamoto, and she's like all happy, life's great. She's just kind of chipperly heading to school in the morning. Steps out of her house. Walks out into the street and gets absolutely just destroyed by a truck. She gets like just splattered by this truck. Really? And the minute she gets hit, they start playing like this death metal music. Her body's like spinning and flying through the air in slow motion, and she's clearly dead, right? She wakes up later and is like, "What happened?" And she's just kind of like walking around. And this police officer sees her, and he like freaks out at her, and he like draws his gun on her, and she doesn't know why. It's raining. She doesn't understand what's going on, and she sees her reflection in like a traffic mirror. In Japan, they have mirrors on the road that will show you around turns and stuff, so you can see if there are cars coming. And it's smart, right? So she looks she looks at the mirror, and she sees herself, and she's dead. She looks like a zombie. She's got like green skin, dark circles under. In this anime, zombie means you have green skin, dark circles under your eyes, and maybe like little stitch marks on your face, which that makes no sense whatsoever, but that's what they look like. So, and she's like, "Oh my God," and the cop shoots her in the throat, and she falls down. And she's not dead though; she's already dead. And then some guy comes up behind the cop and bangs him on the back of the head with a shovel. She wakes up again later in a jail cell with a bunch of other girls. What? And this guy named Kotaro Tatsumi, who is, of course, voiced by Mamoru Miyano.
It's just Mamoru Miyano.
Boy.
This guy. It's just him. They put him in a booth and were like, "Yo, be yourself." He's like, "I got this."
And he does a really good job. The personality of this guy is really probably the best thing in the show, I would say. And what they reveal is that he has assembled an idol girl group that are made out of zombies.
No.
That he wishes to use to bring prosperity and popularity to the Japanese prefecture of Saga, which if you don't know where that is, it's like way down, like on the southern tip of Kyushu, like way down, like way past Osaka. Like nothing happens down there. Like no one cares, right? There's probably like 7 people living in that prefecture. And in fact, if you look up the population of Japan by prefecture, I wouldn't be shocked if it has like one of the lowest populations. And none of the zombie girls have like awoken yet, so they're all still dead. They're all like just like running around trying to eat each other or whatever they do. Except for the girl who got shot by the cop. She's awake and she's like she understands what's happening and she's like sentient. Well, the girl zombies, they wake up one at a time, and eventually they form like this idol girl group called, what the hell are they? What do they call themselves?
Not Ghouls Gone Wild, that's for sure.
No, that would have been awesome. No, it's like their name's like Fan Frou Frou or something. It's a bad name.
Fan Frou Frou, huh?
Yeah, and so the very first performance that I'm not going to go on and on about it because it's an idol girl show and like they do 3 performances in the first 3 episodes and I don't need to explain all of them. But they get this fan base in the first episode because someone plays like death metal music at their first concert and the zombie girls, they're not like sentient yet, so they're all on stage just like swinging their heads back and forth like crazy. And because they're dead, they can like snap their necks really awkwardly, and they're doing like this ridiculous headbang. And like one of the girls' heads flies off in the second performance. And the second performance is like this crazy like rap battle that like the 2 most alpha girls in the group kind of get into in front of like this group of old people at this like onsen basically. And so each like performance has something about it that's kind of funny that gets them some popularity. It's like the first episode, all these kids were like, "Oh my God, they're so hardcore! Look how they're headbanging." And the second episode, it was, "Look at this awesome rap battle!" And, and it's just, it's an idol show. It's not what I wanted from this show, given that I didn't know anything about it. I wanted a zombie survival show. Is what I wanted. That's not what I got. Okay. I got an Idol. It's basically Idolmaster, except that it's funnier than Idolmaster, and they use like the zombie stuff as a joke. The fact that they're zombies is used entirely for humor, and it is funny. It does have funny moments, but where I see this going is basically this wake up girls style journey towards becoming an idol. Is what I see this being. And I'm sure in the next 5-6 episodes, it's going to be like a lot of performances where eventually they'll become popular, and then the Saga Prefecture will become known for being popular because they're from there. And then of course there's Mamoru Miyano's voice, the crazy guy. He's like crazy as shit. He just says and does crazy shit, and he's hilarious and is really funny. And there's really no reason for me not to like this anime other than that. The only thing about it I would say that I don't like about it is that it's just dumb. It's just dumb. Like,
it's great.
It's really not bad. It's not a bad show. It's just not what I wanted. I think that if you like idol shows or like silly humor, you're gonna love it. I'm sure it's popular. How many people are watching this? A lot. It's one of the most watched shows of the season. If I were to rank it by like most to least, I'm gonna guess it's number 6, 7. It's number 7. So it's right.
Bad,
it's right next to the show that you just reviewed, Enzo.
Right.
And so it's a popular anime, but it's just not what I wanted, and I don't want to watch an idol show. I don't have any reason to say it's bad. This season ended up being way better than we thought.
Absolutely.
It's way better.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the shows most of the shows I've seen are pretty good. This show is pretty good. If I were to score it right now, it would get somewhere between like in the 3 to 4 range. I think it's like a fine anime. If you like silly stuff, you'll love it. If you like idols, you'll probably love it. It's not a zombie show. It's just not. The zombie thing is a
it's just that they baited you, they trolled you, man.
I think
it's like
you should. Oh, sorry.
I can't think of the word. It's like it's a gimmick. It's a gimmick to make it unique. So, yeah, what should Enzo do? Watch this?
Oh, Enzo, I think you should definitely watch it because so far in the first 3 episodes, they've changed the music style for each one. The first one was heavy, like death metal. The second one, this girl spits a pretty decent rap to a shamisen.
She does.
That sounds sick.
You should definitely watch it.
Yeah, I've actually had several people message me and point me to episode 2 because they're like, Enzo, you need to like appreciate this hip hop.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Like, I'm definitely. Yeah. I found out this one is the one I'm most excited for every week. Every time it comes up, I'm like, yes.
The truth is out. I need to get back on the Discord and have watch parties with people because otherwise I just like get too busy and caught up with stuff.
I could see this anime being the listener choice pick based on its popularity, like the number of people watching it, and based on the fact that I am not going to pass it. But solely on the fact that I just don't want to watch another idol anime. I'm through with it. So, That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Also, how did the
what?
Never mind. Actually, I don't want to give away a spoiler for future episodes. I'm not gonna say a thing.
All right. So
All right, last one.
Yeah, to touch on what Mitsugi was about to say before about disclaimer is that we feel like this is something we have to do now because our High Dive has been such a great sponsor for us, and will continue to be one. So when talking about an anime on High Dive, we want to let you know that hey, they're a sponsor. This also happens to be on High Dive, and just keep that in mind for when we're talking about it. It will not influence how we do our thing, but you guys should know, right?
Yeah, I spoke with one of the executives at High Dive a couple weeks ago and had this discussion, and they are not interested in influencing the way that we talk about or review shows just simply because it's carried by High Dive. And so I just wanted people to know that it's not like that is not something that people should be concerned about.
Yeah, no, and I completely agree. And shouts out to them for not wanting to do that. That's
I agree.
Amazing, right? Yeah. So that being said, I'm now going to talk about Bloom Into You, which has had a decent amount of hype this season. So I was very excited to start it. Again, it's on High Dive, and the studio behind the show is Troika. So they've done Out No Zero, Recreators, and Eilish 7. All animes that I think are really well animated and drawn. So I mean,
7 has some iffy moments.
Yeah, those dance routines are,
But man, I love that show so much.
Right. So I was expecting a high level of artistry to show, and the director is actually, his name is Makoto Kato, and he hasn't done much. He's worked, his most recognized thing is he was an assistant director on Recreators. But to me, that's still good because Recreators, for plot wise, better or worse, was choreographed super well, and the shots were really well done in those high action moments. So I have a lot of studio wise, I expected a lot from this anime. So I go in to pressing play on episode 1, and I'm immediately in love with the show in terms of art and music and everything. It's beautiful. Like, the animation is beautiful, and the color palettes blend like really well with the kind of music they chose for the background music. It's all really relaxing piano, like primarily piano music, with some like orchestral things here and there, and the way they use I'll get into what the anime is about soon, but this is just immediate first impression. I was like, whoa. And the way they use the colors are really cool, and I'll get into that soon. So Bloom Into You, it revolves around the life of the main character Yu. Koito?
Me?
No, yeah, yes, Yu. Her name's Yu Koito, I think.
Me?
I'm gonna call her Yu because it's easier to say Yu. Yu. Yeah, you guys. So it's revolves around Yu, and Yu, she is someone that listens to a lot of romance novels, like reads a whole bunch of love stories, but she can't bring herself, or has not had the opportunity to feel any of that for anyone. And she says that she comes to terms with the fact that maybe it's just impossible for her. Like, she imagines herself reaching out into an abyss to try and feel these emotions, and it just never goes her way, right? So I believe she's a freshman in high school, and she gets she kind of gets volunteered to help out the student council. And so on her way to the student council office, she ends up eavesdropping on a confession being made. A guy is confessing to a girl, and so he does his confession. The girl rejects him by saying something along the lines of, hey, listen, like, don't take this to heart. Like, it really doesn't matter who it is that will confess to me. I probably will never say yes, right? But I think so. I think that something gets lost in translation there because something about when she says that sparks something in you that makes her curious about this girl that just said that. So the guy goes away. The girl that was confessed to apparently noticed that you was there. So she's like, "Hey, who's there? Like, come out. It's totally fine. Whatever." So that's how they meet. You meets oh, what's her name? The student council person. I have it written down here somewhere. Oh, Nanami, right? So this is how you meet Nanami, and right off the bat, there's like you feels like this like spark, right? And you is I mean, I didn't say it, but you is a girl, and Nanami is also a girl. So she feels this like interest, like this curiosity towards Nanami, and Nanami say, "Hey, like, can I help you? Like, what's up?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm trying to find student council." And she's like, "Oh, cool. Like, I am a member of the student council, so I'll lead you there." And they go, and that's how they meet. And so far, all of this felt really organically done. Like all of this pacing so far has been really good, and the music again really nice, and the backgrounds like it's just really looks really good. And then I don't know, like it's just my issue with the episodes 1 through 3 are actually pacing, because it goes from this very organic meeting to a very like jumping the gun kind of like interest from Nanami into you, and she like episode 1 immediately tells her like, "I think I'm falling in love with you," which like it feels natural in the show, but like me like writing standpoint, I was like, damn, like episode 1, like yes, because everyone's going into the show knowing that it's a oh my god, what's the word, Yuri.
Yuri.
Right. Everyone knows the show's Yuri, right? So like I didn't think they would do it so fast. I thought that maybe this show was going to be about the journey of these two girls becoming a couple. So what's up?
Is it Yuri or is it Shoujo I?
It's Shoujo I.
Okay,
if it's
yeah,
Yuri,
that's
then
what
it's, I think Yuri has.
means it has sex in it.
Two guys. Duh, Yuri on Ice. Duh. Yeah, that's when I said that I was like, I don't know, that's right. But yeah, so I wasn't expecting that episode 1. Like I really wasn't. I thought this was gonna be a slow burn into the two of them becoming a couple.
Into you.
But the reason I forgave that small like jump in pacing that I wasn't expecting was because maybe this show is about not the journey of them becoming something, but them already as something in the beginning, and then how that develops over time. And the reason I gave myself that pass is because this show is only 13 episodes, so they only have 13 episodes to work with. So maybe the jumping the gun is the only way they can get to like the stuff they want to show us in the remaining 13 episodes. So that's really all I want to say about the story so far. So like it's really is going to be about how Nanami, a girl, and you, a girl, feel for each other and how that progresses. The things around that story are what really captivated me to really enjoy this. The direction on this anime is amazing. In episode 2, there were so many choices that were made in terms of like how to use the medium of anime that I really enjoyed. That really set a nice like tone to the show. On the entire minute 10 of episode 2, when the train passes and Nanami makes a move on you, the entire color palette switches and time freezes, and both those choices added so much weight to what Nanami does in that moment. And I like seeing that. I like seeing that they're like, okay, like we're doing an anime. It's a medium that has sound, color, and animation, and a whole bunch of different layers of stuff. So they use it. The anime switches colors, and they freeze time because they can. It's an anime, and that added a lot of weight. And throughout episode 2, there's a whole bunch of things that they do to emphasize how these two women are feeling, and it's really, really nice to see. On top of all that, the supporting cast of the show, all the supporting characters, are all cool. They all feel really nice to watch. I can watch all of them. None of them annoy me. They all feel sense. They all have moving parts of their own lives that you learn about through you and through Nanami. there has already been established potential conflict within other friend groups due to jealousy, and then art-wise, in terms of background characters, like the show is not lazy. Even background characters are like pretty nicely designed. There's no lazy like CG characters or anything. So yeah, so I'm really interested in this because the interactions between you and Nanami that I don't want to, because those are moments you should experience, I really like. And you, to contrast against Hitomi from Iroduku, I don't know how to pronounce it. Is the complete opposite, and when I say that, I mean like you is like my type of lead female character or lead character in general, is the type of character that like if they don't like something, if they have an opinion, if they do like something, if they want to vocalize something, they don't shy away from that, and they do, and they reach out. And yeah, because usually in these type of shows, one person makes a move, other person like debates the move for like 4 episodes. In this anime, person makes a move, use like, yo, what did that mean? So I really like that. I'm really looking forward to watching the rest of the show. I really hope it doesn't disappoint me, but so far it is pretty high class, so I'm passing.
Were you here when we did Mandy's I did my manga min on it?
Yes, I was.
Okay. We also did it for the manga club, and I also had that concern with the romance going too fast. It didn't feel organic at all. It felt kind of really rushed and just unnatural. We also had some concerns with a very unhealthy relationship between the two, because I don't know, there's a weird balance there, but hopefully it turns around.
There is an interesting power status in the couple. And I do have that concern about it being pretty fast. But again, I think I'm forgiving it right now because it is 13 episodes. And maybe my perspective on it was wrong. I really thought it was going to be a journey to get to the couple thing. But it seems like this show is going to be about them as a couple and how that progresses. So with that perspective shift and knowing it's 13 episodes, I can't really fault them that much. So yeah. So again, hopefully none of that comes to fruition. And it's a good show. And I'm really happy I'm passing it.
Yes! Yes! Oh, yeah! Can you feel that, buddy? Huh? 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 I have exorcised the demons.
It's time for an almighty anime mailbag! Anime.
Mailbag. All right. Well, we passed 3 shows. We passed Good as Any, we passed Bloom Into You, and we passed Irozuku Sekai no Ashitakara. So.
Yeah.
And JoJo and Zombieland honestly weren't bad shows.
They really weren't.
JoJo's
it's
amazing.
Tight competition these days, man.
Yeah.
All right. If you would like to submit a mailbag, you can do it at our website, www.AAAPodcast.com. And you can click on the top of the banner. There's a button that says mailbag. And you can write us a mailbag, and we'll read it on the show, just like Icy Rose did. Who would like to read Icy Rose's mailbag?
I can do it. So Icy Rose says, hello again, AA hosts. Trigun, while popular for a time, has never really considered much of a success in Japan. However, I've heard it mentioned that some notable creators of anime have cited it as the series that inspired them to work in the industry. Are there any other works that you feel weren't considered successful, either financially or popularity-wise, but you think were important to the world of anime? I don't know. This is a really hard one. I'm trying to think of ones that were successful here, but not in Japan.
The obvious one's Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, that's like definitely the obvious one. At least in the West, that one propelled pretty much everything forward. With Dragon Ball, of course, but Bebop more specifically for this question.
Yeah, I mean, it helps solidify anime as being popular, at least in some circles. In
was
the
One
States,
Punch Man bigger here than it was in Japan?
I can't say that for sure, but I kept looking for One Punch Man stuff when I was in Japan right after that show had come out, and there was just very little, except for like a couple stands of manga, in Akiba and stuff. Otherwise, I didn't see much One Punch Man, but I can't say that for certain.
Man, it's because it's really hard to find sales. I was looking all over for websites for like how much did this anime make, and I was trying to look up Michiko and Hachin because I feel like that one also isn't something that that would have been a big success in Japan, but is definitely Western focused. So I don't know, but yeah,
it's kind of a tough question. I feel like most shows that are popular in the States are also popular in Japan, and it doesn't happen the other way around that often. Trigun is also kind of a good one. Trigun, I don't feel like was popular in Japan at all. I have never in my life seen anything Trigun related in Japan ever, whereas Trigun was definitely popular in the U.S. to a pretty big extent. So that I would say that's a potential other one that I think would classify. But really, these are all important for the same reason in the States, and that's because they help make anime more popular, and a lot of that is because of their appearances on television. So, all right, next mailbag.
Yeah, next one comes from Kyojin 13. He says, "Hello, AAA Nation. Thanks for all the time you spend making my anime addiction worse. There's only so much time in our daily lives to spend watching anime, especially now with the constant overload of content. How does one determine what shows to watch without taking advice from Mal ratings, friends, or of course the best anime podcast? Haha, thank you. Is there an efficient way to find quality anime that's out there without watching everything? Finally, should you drop a show that's of no interest to you, and when would you know when to drop said show?" So there's a couple different things that people do. I think the most common thing for the second question that he has, people do is a 3-episode test, right? Where you give it 3 episodes, see if there's any arcs that interest you. Yes, no, and then if there's more no's, then you drop it, right? Because if you have that much things you want to watch, and you can't fit it all, you stand by a test that you create, and you follow that test. I do kind of default to the 3-episode test as well, and structurally the podcast does as well. We do the 3-episode test. Not always though, because if there's more episodes available, sometimes we watch more than 3 episodes and then pass or fail. But decide what you like. Like, think about what in anime interests you the most. Think about what those things are, and when you watch a new show, try and find those things in that new show. If you see them there, give it a shot. If you don't see them there, then give it a couple episodes, and if they're still not showing, then drop. In terms of how to find shows without taking Mal ratings, friends, or whatever, the way I answer this is kind of similar to how you would find new music. I used to find the music by literally just like, oh, this record came from this label. I wonder if this label has other bands of this sound, if this label maybe concentrates on this sound. So you would go to the label's website or the label's catalog and then just literally press play on like all the bands they have. And then most of the time that really worked out for you, because a label usually focuses on a certain type of vibe or sound, unless they're like a major pop like industry, then they just do everything. That's how I would do it. That's usually how I used to find new music. You can kind of do anime the same way.
I think if an anime doesn't grab you like almost right away, then it's not worth chasing a dream, Like, anime pretty much declare themselves as what they are pretty fast. Takes maybe 1, maybe 2 episodes at most. But it's like, it's not like most anime don't lay in hiding till episode 8 and then tell you what they are. They usually tell you right off the bat, and so like there's no sense in wasting your time watching 5, 6, 7 episodes of a show hoping that Zombieland Saga is going to really be about zombie survival, because it isn't. It's an idol show, and it told you that right away. So just as an example. So that's what I think. I think people are way too busy to chase that dream, more than a couple times. So that's my take to that question.
Yeah.
Next one is really short. Viva La JD writes, "If you were all Pokemon, who would you be?"
Trick question. I'm not doing it. Trick question. What if I evolved? If I evolved, now I'm like, Wigglytuff.
Oh.
Whoa, shit.
Oh, snap.
Oh my god, she did it.
Wigglytuff.
Oh my.
Wiggly. Anyways, no, I'm not. No. I don't want to be Wigglytuff or Jigglypuff. I'd be Ninetales because it's a fire fox, and foxes are my favorite.
And what kind of noises does a Ninetales make?
Oh gosh, I don't even remember. I don't remember what Ninetales even sounded like.
Have we even heard a Ninetales speak in Pokemon?
I haven't practiced this because yes, I do practice voices to myself. It's crazy.
Yeah, of course.
I do. I try to find the weirdest voices I can make.
What is the
Those two I have not practiced. Pix. I don't know. I can't do it. Sorry.
What the hell is going on?
I don't know.
Crazy.
Oh my god.
What is the most likely Pokemon to snuggle you?
Because
that's what I am.
I don't know, man.
To snuggle you?
Cubone?
No.
I don't think so. Cubone is like.
It's got a big club.
And its head's. It wouldn't be very comfortable to snuggle with anyway because it just whack you in the head.
What but what if he thinks you're his mommy?
A Snorlax.
He's like big and fat. That's not really. I'm
not big. I'm not
big or fat.
I was gonna say I'm gonna do Snorlax because my boy sleeps just like I do.
Oh my god, you're so right.
I'm Snorlax. Y'all know that's true from Japan.
Oh my god, it's so true.
All day. I love him. He's good. He's a big guy.
Well,
a Ditto can be anything you want it to be. So be a Ditto.
I'm gonna be a Snorlax. It's decided.
I don't know what I am. I am whatever will snuggle you. So
what? But like who? I want to know what Pokemon would do that.
Snorlax.
No,
he would roll over on you and crush you.
He's too concerned to.
Snorlax just a rip off of Totoro anyway.
Damn.
He is.
I mean, you're not super wrong there at all.
I'm dead on. That scene where Totoro's sleeping in the forest. Hello. Yeah.
What about an Ekans? Because it has rap.
That is no.
Okay.
That's just.
I appreciate the logic there, though, Mandy.
Arbok. Okay, so that's it.
Arbok.
I have, and we all know that Kazuo would say Squirtle. So we're at the end of the episode. So thank you to everybody for tuning in. Another long one in the books. If you want to check us out at our website, AAAPodcast.com. The website is much faster now. We have a tech company that's been working on it for a while. They're still working, and I have many hoops for them to jump through over the course of the next month or so. So keep checking back at the website. Things should be improving and getting faster and hopefully looking better as well. So be sure to do that. Be sure to follow Enzo on Instagram at, what was it?
At Enzo Badia, ENZOBADIA. Yeah, follow me on Instagram. I mean, I've been using Twitter a lot more lately, handle, but I post way cooler stuff on Instagram. Yeah.
You can follow Mandy on Twitter at Sarquindy01.
No, it's changed, remember?
Oh, shit.
AAA_Mandy with an I.
Okay. Get it right. AAA_Mandy with an I. And
I talk about nerd stuff. Come talk about nerd stuff with me.
Yep.
And of course, you can come talk about nerd stuff with us on our Discord also. So Discord is pretty much where we want you right now. So come check us out on Discord. You can get to the Discord from the top portion of our website. So head over there, and we'll be talking with you before you know it. And we'll see you guys next week on the Anime Addicts Anonymous podcast. So where we will be continuing our fall impressions. So until then, stay addicted.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.